Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, or as I call her, our last remaining employee is here.
Oh, hanging on by a thread, boys.
Welcome, Sam. We're glad that you're still hanging on by a thread.
I'll beg you to stay. Will you
get on your knees?
Yeah, I will. What do you need? I'm already on my knees.
Daniel
I'm
will
5'2". What do you need? I'll get on my ankles. What do you need?
Daniel will do anything.
I'll do anything. What do you need me to do?
I have a threshold, but I'll go far.
I will sleep with your husband. To get you
I don't want that.
I want that.
Anyway, Matt Moreman's on the line. How you doing, Matt?
Been a while.
I know.
I think he's regretting this now after that intro.
I know. Well, we got a lot to talk about. Matt Moreman from Obsessed Garage. And
subscribe if you don't already subscribe to the YouTube channel. You should. It is. It's really fun, man. I was actually in your last live show, the Q&A that you did. I was in there lurking. I didn't want to say anything, and I thought about firing off a question, but I didn't want to get clowned, so I just kind of tucked in and hid.
Yeah, was that the audio one, or was just the normal weekly podcast thing?
It was the normal weekly podcast thing. It was like you and the gentleman reading the message. He has a gentleman that reads messages to him.
He's got a message, gentleman.
He's got a message, gentleman. And
Oh,
I call him a gentleman because he's a good look. He's a gentleman. It's not like us.
Yeah.
We have fat slobs.
Yeah.
You have gentlemen. If I had a guy in here I'm like, oh, here's Jerry. He's gonna read my emails. It'd be some bearded guy. He's got some FJB shirt on and a hat, and he's like drinking beer.
He was a math professor that I convinced to come be the CFO of Obsessed Garage.
Can you believe that?
Math professor?
Yeah. Yeah, and he reads the emails and he'll say things. And these are people. They're doing the chat where you pay. You can pay to get your question. So the guy will be like, "Hey, I gave you here's $100. Here's 117 imperial pounds or whatever, like from other countries." And then they're running the numbers on what they got donated, and they ask a question about like what kind of what kind of wax you're gonna use on this, and then Matt will be like, "That wax is crap." Yeah. And you're an idiot.
Our pool,
it's awesome.
Our pool of employees are beer guys that have been fired.
Wow, that's wildly accurate.
It's normally they work a little bit of warehouse work, distributing,
or a guy who hasn't had a job in 15 years.
Yeah. Matt, anyway. How hard is it for you as a do you use the term influencer, or are you just a car guy? What do you call yourself?
Yeah, I don't really like that because most influencers are idiots. They don't know anything.
True. True.
And so, I'm just chasing passion. So I've found myself into this hybrid role of modern influencer and then old school, warehouse retailer distributor, and so there's that kind of balance of which I think is what most modern successful companies is a balance between new school and old school. And all of us are kind of in that in-between age, in between millennial and Gen X. And so I think we have a better understanding of the old school because of our parents and how they, the old school work ethic, and then new school do as little as possible to get as much as you can kind of thing. So there's a little bit of that.
It's kind of, and I mean, no offense by this, but it's kind of like Garage Alex Jones. Because hold on,
I'll follow you there.
The drying agents are turning the frogs gay.
No, but without all the craziness, where it's just you have your passion. And you
if I can stop you right there, Tom. The Active 2.0 pressure washer is a myth. It never happened. It's not real.
But
that's my Alex Jones on pressure washers.
And your passion being, detailing your vehicles, making your garage as cool as possible, as efficient and as nice. And then, so you show this is what I like. And then you also tell your audience, well, if you want to buy this stuff, here you can buy it on my site.
Yeah,
and that's it.
It's instead of emergency food, it's wax.
But it's not garbage iodine pills. It's actually stuff that you vetted your entire life and stuff that you use, and then you mark. I mean, it's honestly the same business as us. It's just we use American Air and Heat, and we bought air conditioning systems from them, and then we use them, and we're like, hey, this is awesome.
Yeah,
You should buy these too. And it's like that, except for you curate this stuff and you use it, and you're obsessed with using the best most, the best stuff in the world, and then you put it together and then you offer your audience to buy it. It's brilliant. And from that, you've built an empire, Matt, and I wanted to talk to you about this because Daniel has been into cleaning his Tesla recently.
That's about all you can do with it. It's not like I'm in there changing belts.
And then Daniel has been into making his garage nicer because he got his charging station installed, and I think that was the catalyst to I want to make my whole garage nice.
The flooring in my garage is it's not good, and I know you know a thing or two.
Just cement, regular, standard.
Yeah, but they painted it. I think they painted it with latex. You know how the bank does it when it's a bank-owned house. They're gonna go the cheapest. They do it like we do it here. They go the cheapest way you could possibly get it done, and I think they just rolled like latex paint on the floor.
Oh, well, that's nice. My garage has oil. It looks like a painting of oil stains on the ground, and there's no paint. It's just like the foundation. I think I don't even know. It's yellow. That's what I do know. Anyway, so you started with hey, I'm gonna get a new garage floor.
Yes.
And then that got me thinking. I'm like, wonder what Matt Moreman's up to.
Yeah.
And then Daniel's
I don't even know where to start.
I've been following him, and then he told me about Destination OG.
Oh yeah.
And then
I watch all the videos, man. I get really high, Matt, and I take as many edibles as I can, and then I watch your drone footage in the videos of Destination OG, and it's amazing.
And then I watched some videos on Destination OG because at first I was like, "Oh, cool, Matt's got an Airbnb like we do." I'm like, and then I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Oh wow, he got a mansion."
This is not an Airbnb. This is a private,
garage that's more expensive than my house, and we got a stinky old Sanford come house.
We gotta cut that out. He lost his mind.
Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, sorry, Matt.
Anyway, so tell us about Destination OG.
Oh, Lord, Tom. Yeah, I saw you guys were doing it. I'm like, they're copying my idea. This is my idea. It's just...
That's what I thought.
We thought the same thing about you.
I love everyone is blaming everyone for copying.
We're like, he copied our idea, except he's doing it a million times better.
And by the looks of it, he did it before us.
So ours was thrown together quick.
Yeah, we did ours in a week. His has phases, like phase 1. Oh, phase 2. Wait, you get to phase 4. Do you know what?
He started this back, before I even knew what Airbnb was.
Do you know what phase 4 is? I've been on the website so much I do. It's the elevator with the elevator shaft. That's phase 4. That's phase 4, mother effer. Okay. I know my OG.
So, Matt, tell us about how this even started.
So I love going to the mountains, the Smoky Mountains in Carolinas, North Georgia, and I've always said I want to build a community there someday, like buy some land and build a bunch of houses, and I figured it was probably a little smarter to start with a single house. And so I've gone up 2 or 3 times in the last several years to look at what could become I don't call it rent. Rent implies entitlement. I call it borrow for money. Right? So you're borrowing my house, and the concept was you've got to get on a Zoom call with me. And I'm going to bust your balls about who you're bringing, what are you going to do there, which has been really cool. And so
I told you he does that, and it's not just him. It's
so
him.
There's no way Tom
team.
would be allowed to.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's Tom and his team. You wouldn't be allowed to do there.
Hold on.
You stand to wipe your butt, dude. You're not allowed in the OG
That's
house.
not going to be in the interview.
Destination stand to wipe is not a thing.
Because I saw that you have to interview to even stay here.
No, not with just him. With him and his team. This is like getting into Yale.
So I thought this.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I thought this was like what I tell Crystal before someone rents our.
Oh, you got to drive down there and charge the Ring
Be
doorbell.
cool, bro.
No, I just tell her, I'm like, go on their Facebook and see if he has any ICP tattoos. If he does, then just ask him a couple more questions.
The only requirement?
Well, no, not to say it, just to further on ask you more questions like, what are you going to do here? Anyway, so what is part of the video interview?
Well, initially, these are just like you guys, these are like your founders, like these are my early adopters, right? So I charge $5,000 for the week and all in. So no taxes, no cleaning fees, no nuisance nonsense. They paid $5,000 to lock in whatever week they want.
I think we're $90 a night.
Also, we have a nuisance nonsense fee.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. It's called that. It's called a nuisance nonsense.
It's listed there when you
in
rent
fact, the original name of our show was Nuisance and Nonsense in the Morning.
I hate that. You go on Airbnb and then it's like, you have to have the fee, which is $300 a night, and before you know it's $900 a night.
You're right.
No, that's why.
That's why it starts at $90, and before you get out of there, it's $159.
Yeah, you're
It's
advertising
like
for
Allegiant or Frontier or something. You got to pay for.
Write that down. We are the
regular.
Allegiant of Sanford.
We advertise our Airbnb for $99,
Yeah,
and then
you
by the
get
time
in
you get
there,
it's $280.
Yeah, wait till you add. Wait till we change your oil filter, your air filter. Excuse me, your air filter.
So this house should cost a lot more than that, right? If I was trying to make money on this, like if this was a rental property, it wouldn't work, because I bought this house for a bunch of money, and then I put a bunch of money into it, building the garage and putting in, like I bought Japanese steak knives and fancy Rubbermaid containers for your leftovers, and it has like an Evo cooktop. If you've ever seen one of those,
those are great.
So the concept is that you
don't know what an Evo cooktop is?
Matt, I'm sorry. I'm laughing. We use my old patio furniture for our Airbnb.
I'll do
That's
you
not a
one.
lie. And stuff from our own studio.
I'll do you one better.
We use the cups that we had from our own studio.
Matt,
Oh,
we had the
couch.
We had the lady, and God bless her, she's very nice. The lady that owns, because we are renting. We're not borrowing anything. We're renting this place for our Airbnb. We didn't buy it because we don't have enough money. And the lady said, "Hey, I'm gonna throw those old ceramic chipped up plates away." And we're like, no.
No.
We're like, no, leave them there for our guests. And then Tom screams, we won't have to buy plates.
Yeah. And I'll put it in the nuisance nonsense.
Yeah, and then roll that into the nuisance nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We roll.
Which one are you, by the way? I feel like I'm nonsense. No, I'm nuisance, and you're nonsense.
Yeah. So
that's good. That's good.
So Matt, you loaded this mansion up with the
best
best
of the
quality.
best.
So
Yeah.
it's not
phase one. Yeah. So phase one was
I told you there were
furniture,
phases.
garage, and function. Right. I wanted it to be functional. And so the thing I hate about going and renting, even a really nice place, is they'll have like 7 different types of forks, and the garage is junk, and they'll always have like that weird locked room somewhere, And so the concept for me was these are like my people, and so you're going to borrow my house as if you're my friend. And so there's nothing locked. Everything's carte blanche. You can use all the detailing stuff, every tool, everything we sell. So everything I do is in this place. And
no
so,
locked rooms. Not even one. Not even one drawer with like a little something in there that's secret.
You gotta have an owner's closet.
Yeah,
Everybody has an owner's
closet.
Yeah.
That's a place.
That's where you put your boogie boards.
What's in there?
A boogie board, emergency vodka,
Yeah,
some of those
yeah.
little gift boxes you'll forget to leave out for people.
It's you put all your vacation stuff in there because you're too poor to have a vacation house.
Or-
you need to use your own Airbnb.
Or 8 pallets of Kirkland water for your gift baskets. You got to have some Kirkland water in there. If you don't have Kirkland, it's not.
We ran out of the
No,
paper
this
gift
place
box.
has speed. Yeah, we're not messing around with that junk.
No.
Oh,
Oh my God! How
John.
dare you? I'm telling Kirkland.
Like drinking BPA out of
Mr. Kirkland's like, how dare
Kirkland's
you?
gonna hear about this.
I'm JB Kirkland.
I think that's his name.
Well, yeah, this guy should know he's the cheapest dude other than my wife.
So Matt, let's talk about the garage because it's brilliant.
It's
Because
an L-shaped 6-car. Is that what
So-
it is?
Yeah, 6 or 7, something like that. You could squeeze
6
7 or 8
or
in there,
7,
too. But yeah,
Tom,
it's
my
a
God.
6. It's a 6-car.
How many
garage.
cars you got in your garage, Tom? He doesn't have any cars. He has one paper mache doll. One doll.
no, and a bunch of piles of garbage.
7 broken 4-wheelers. A doll of a naked French woman in his garage.
It's only 2 broken 4-wheelers. Thank you. And a bunch of camping stuff like I'm a doomsday prepper.
Yeah, so tell us about the garage. What's in there tool-wise, if you could give us an overview?
Oh, yeah, it has every Milwaukee tool. So like I built what's called the Milwaukee Master Collection. Oh, I called it that, but it's 47 Milwaukee tools. It's I think it's like 1,300 piece Sonic tool set. I think it's like 14 or 15 grand of every.
Have you
hand
seen
tool.
Sonic tools, Tom? They're nice.
No, I didn't even know that was a brand.
Now, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but these tools also you have them set up so every drawer has a form-fitted
Right. Like aircraft mechanics, that's where that started with foam inlays. So like if a tool is missing, there will be like a red open area.
Bingo.
And so it's because if you're an aircraft mechanic, if you have to inventory your tools because you don't want anything like stuck in an engine somewhere and you crash. And so that concept has spread through the auto mechanics world. So Sonic is like a competitor to Snap-on or Matco or something like that.
Just to give me an idea, Matt, because I know you're not shy with telling me how much things cost.
Well, because it's actual prices. This is real life.
So if I wanted to buy a set of Sonic tools with the tool cabinet,
like you want what's in the garage, so you stayed in the garage, you stayed there, you're one of his bros. You walk up.
Yeah, that cabinet in the picture is like $180,000, something like that.
What?
Yeah, it's real deal. Yeah.
But that's speakers, TV.
Hold on.
Cabinets.
Just the cabinet?
It's amazing.
But it's loaded. It's loaded.
No,
with
all
everything.
the tools. I
know that. But I'm just saying, just the tool cabinet. I'm not joking. Yeah. I was thinking the entire garage cost like six figures. Not just the cabinet of tools.
Well, there's a lift in there too, right? Or no?
Well, most of the money's in the cabinet. The rest of the garage. So I think the garage, I think it was like $240, something like that, all in. Without labor because we did all the labor ourselves. But with paint and the pressure washing system and the flooring and all the stuff. Just that's the stuff we put in it, not the shell of the garage. But it's like a couple $100,000 worth of stuff in there.
That's insane, Matt. What is when I was watching the tour, and when you walked in to the right, I believe there was this metal thing on the wall.
That's a refrigerator, Tom. We don't have one of those in our Airbnb.
And then you were like, "Oh, this is the SJ Ionizer 500 or whatever." And then I'm like, "What is? I don't even know what it does. Like, I know what an air compressor does. I know what a pressure washer. I don't know what."
That's the pressure washer. That's my trends like KWS or KW or it was K1322 TS. It's that's the pressure washing system, but it has a deionizer attached to it, so you can turn on filtered water.
Well, where do you screw the hose into? And
there's a hose reel. It's attached. It's a 100-foot hose reel, and then I also have a valve that goes out. There's a boom pole outside, so you could there's an indoor wash bay and an outdoor wash bay, so you could wash in or out depending on the temperature. Because I put a mini split, a Mitsubishi 24,000 BTU mini split air conditioner, so it's dehumidified and air conditioned, and it's insulated, and so the garage you could wash inside, like if it's colder or hotter, and then most of the time you'd want to wash outside because you're in the mountains and it's awesome there. So
what do you think about that?
It blows my mind.
It's pretty awesome.
Just the concept that someone would go on their vacation to your place and then wash their car. I don't even wash
my ultimate way to. It's like you have everything there.
I know, but I can't imagine wanting to wash my car on vacation.
I'm pretty excited about it. Like just talking about this, I'm a little jazzed.
This is gonna blow your mind, Tom. So my people. So I bought an M3. It comes in November. So it's like a $100,000 M3 that's going to be there. And they're going to be able to borrow that for money as well. And they're going to pay, $1,000 or $1,200 for the week for the car. And the requirement is they have to wash it before they leave. So I'm going to make the people that are paying money to come to my house and paying money to use my car, and they have to clean it and wash it. And if they don't, I'm flying up there, and I'm going to make a video blowing up their spot.
Do they have to pass like an inspection on how clean it is?
No, but these people, they don't want to let me down.
They love letting us down. That's all they want to do.
We got it all wrong.
I think that's the problem.
We got to take some notes.
We have built in that our listeners now provide us with nuisance and nonsense.
Matt, I'm not joking. The first day we announced our Airbnb, the listeners looked at us. They're like, "I'm gonna come in it."
Yeah.
That's all they said.
Yeah, that's all they said.
Stop!
That's all they
stop! And then all the jokes, and that's all they put on the. And then I'm like, I can't stop them.
We've only had one person stay there that wasn't a listener, and it was a lesbian grandma, and she said it was too loud. That's facts. That's just facts.
Anyway, so Matt, I'm curious of the interview because so anybody who wants to stay there, they obviously.
First question.
Okay.
Do you return your cart at the grocery store?
I do.
Okay. All right. Well, now hold on.
I know what you do, and
Matt-
I know what you do, and it's not. You do you go and you take it.
the curb, doesn't
and
he?
he puts his foot on the back, and he
jacket on the curb,
and he puts it on the
The
curb.
old American History X.
That's what they want.
Half of it's
American
in there.
History
Yeah,
X
half
over
of
there.
it's in there.
You curb it.
Yeah, you curb it. Half of it's in there, but the back wheels are resting on the concrete, and you're like, it's out of the way still. It's out of the way. You can still park.
Yeah, the wind won't blow it down.
He's not wrong, but-
A hero. Look at him.
I don't just leave it there. I'm like, I curb it on the top, and then the back boys or whoever's out there, they appreciate it. They're like, at least
They don't
curbed
appreciate it.
You know, I'm not going to take all the way back to the cart return. That's insane.
There's not one. There's multiple. You have to look around. You have to be
Second
aware.
question. I need to see your pantry.
Oh my God! One bag of popcorn.
no.
Silverfish.
No, it is. I mean,
Emergency. It's
All
got
the
Alex
cereals.
Jones emergency food to the brim. Literally to the brim with emergency food.
and then on the very top, taco seasoning.
Oh, I need to see a picture of
And
your
then
pantry today.
Matt's looking. He's like, "Is that old Ortega up there?" My
And
God.
there is no actual organization whatsoever. It's just like some people put like all the rice and pasta together.
Oh.
Like, it's just
We scatter it around. It's a potpourri of fun.
it is just filled to the brim. I can't even pull the drawers out because it has
They
drawers.
rotted shut.
No, it's just like if I pulled it out, it'll knock the garbage off the top onto the bottom. Anyway.
Third question. I need to see your wheels for the amount of curb marks.
Oh my God! Even on a truck where it should be impossible to curb your rim, I don't know how he does it. It's like magic. If you can curb truck rims, you must be David Blaine. His truck, he has the shiny Silverado rims. You know, the standards, and they're nice looking wheels if you keep them nice. They are. Oh man, they look like robot hair. Like, you know the shavings you get from a CNC machine? That's what it looks like. His wheels just look like shavings.
Do they have to prove it to you? Like they have to walk
They have to
outside?
grab their camera and walk out there and show me all four wheels.
I like
of
that.
all their cars.
I like these
And
questions.
What if the rims are curved? Like what happens?
They're out.
You like no soup for you, and you hang up the phone. Like you don't give them a chance because it's $5,000.
Say,
Like,
thank you so much for your time.
Like
We
someone,
have no time for this.
like some guy wanted.
Have you denied people already?
No, not yet. But if you had like one wheel that was curbed and you explained to me, look, you know, my wife, she went out and
Yes.
she was at Chick-fil-A parking lot or the Chick-fil-A drive-through and, you know, jacked the wheel up, but I've got one on order. That's fine. You know, that's acceptable. But if you have all four, now we've got a problem because you're going to go jack up my house.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
It's true. You can't be trusted. You'll be in that M3 and you'll be
Can't
going
have-
through a
we can't
Dunkin'
have
Donuts.
palms in my house.
Yeah, this
Hold
guy's
on.
going through a Dunkin'
I'm not
Donuts
an animal.
and he's in the M3 and he's.
I have respect for other people's stuff. It's just, well, I guess I don't. Now that I think about it, it's just, I do.
That's the thing about you. You've always said you have respect for other people's stuff, but I've never seen it.
You know, when I said it out loud, I realized that I was lying.
You say a lot of things. You
know.
say a lot of things, and people are now
yeah.
starting to figure that out.
So Matt,
So these are the early people. So we booked 39 weeks in the first month, which is pretty sick. So I basically booked the entire year.
That's crazy.
you booked the whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, we can't even book it. We can't even book the whole year at $90
You
a
can't even book
night.
a whole month.
Now, to be honest,
when we get
yours
close
is a
to
destination. Ours is, you know.
well,
what?
we get close to the weekend. I'm begging the BDMs. I'm
Like,
putting it
come
on.
They're like, they're
I,
like, we're tired of
Half
Sanford.
off.
I get Sam to. I'm like, post it up on your Facebook on Side Chicks. They'll do it. They're cool. Anyways,
But are
so
you guys doing this through Airbnb or are you doing it on your own site? I mean,
We're doing a little hybrid of both to make it more difficult.
well. Whatever the most difficult.
Yeah, we usually go the
unorganized.
cheapest and most difficult route. So we're like, well, how can we if spending money? We have the money. We do. We have the money. Should we spend money? No, don't spend the money. Make it harder. Make it harder.
No, we realized not going through Airbnb will save the money, but I got scared because I was like, I bet the BDMs aren't going to book this thing.
And we were right.
We were right. I knew them.
You mother.
And then we weren't getting it booked out. So then, but we did jump to the top of Airbnb, and other randos started booking it. Moms going on baseball, like for the kids' baseball
like
tournament,
volleyball tournament, softball tournament.
The 70-year-old ladies, like other.
She wanted a romantic getaway with her lesbian wife,
and we got to pay the bills, so we just take all comers or whatever. Like it's
literally we do.
Then it's like we got to at least break even here, and then we're on the
a really bad strategy.
You know how much internet costs these days, man? It's crazy.
And then here's the thing, Matt, you'll love this. We have to
the water's leaking.
We have to drive down there every week to recharge the Ring doorbell.
It's not a joke. That's real.
That's real.
Unfortunately.
Well, don't tell him it's real. He thinks it's a joke.
Tom doesn't want to tell me because I keep asking him. I'm like, I'll go down there and do it. And he's like, no. And then the reason he won't let me go down there to do it is because he knows the shame of me going down there and pulling it off the wall and saying, oh, God, I got to plug it in for 10 minutes.
Have like a wired version. You can hire an electrician.
No, not
wired.
It's a 150-year-old house or something. It's built like they were. It was still different water fountains. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like it was built during Prohibition or something.
It's like we're trying to put Wi-Fi in Abe Lincoln's hat. It just doesn't work.
And like it's just all. And then so I looked at it, and also there was always.
We bought the wrong doorknobs. We brought the wrong ring.
Matt, we always need to cut and run quick. Like we start just putting down roots. I can't we're the.
So my house in the mountains, in the master bath, the floors are heated. So you walk in, you turn the thermostat on. You can turn. There's a dry sauna you could turn on and use the sauna.
We don't.
Dry sauna.
Our whole house is flooded wet.
We did get a bigger toilet because we knew our listeners were going to clog it.
Well,
our listeners have big beans.
How is that a necessity?
I went to Lowe's. I found the biggest toilet.
Tiniest bathroom though, so it's all toilet. Oops, all toilet.
Well, it touches the bathtub and the sink at the same time. Like you can't even put a piece of paper in there.
You can't put a piece of paper there. Yeah. We got the Jumbo XL is what it's called.
Yeah. But it's
we got the one that that can swallow 13 pool balls in one flush.
Like
it sounds like we've got pretty much the same thing going on here.
It's very similar. It's very similar. In order to be heated, our place would need floors. Next question. Take your phone outside and show me your children's feet, and to see whether you could stay at our Airbnb.
So what's the plan here with this thing? Is it to try to make?
Hold on,
we need to get the hell out of it.
Hold on, don't get serious with it now. I only like making jokes.
He does serious. Look at his bit. Don't you want to be like him?
No, because
the business prop.
No, because I'm just doing the show, Matt. Now we are being serious, but we're doing the show. If you start grilling me down, I'm gonna start feeling bad because I'm gonna be like, oh no, we blew it again.
Well, we didn't blow it.
You don't own the house.
No.
Correct.
You're giving all your returns to Airbnb because they take like 80% or something.
Yes.
Sure.
90%.
Yeah, 90.
This doesn't seem like a good plan here.
Well,
we didn't really
he
have
is no plan van.
We didn't really have a plan. We just said that'd be cool. We always
exactly what it was.
Yeah, that's most of it. We're like, we want to do this.
We're like, that'd be cool.
Yeah. It's essentially printing.
We're like, how can we do more work for less money?
Yeah. It's you start a business, you print the shirts first.
Shirts first. Shirts first.
Yeah, you get the logo and the T-shirts first,
and then you go, all right, we got the shirts. Let's get down to business, Rick Scott.
And so, but it's a proof of concept, and it's like if we had if we do the next version, we will buy.
He just made the mummy noise.
He did.
Because
let me explain to you how I envision this. So this might help you, Tom.
Okay.
So this house is a lot of money, right? And I actually got kind of lucky because the guy who owns it is really wealthy, and so he financed it. So I put 20% down, and then it's owner financed, so I didn't have to go through a bank, or we didn't have to get appraisals and all that junk. But I have a 15-year loan on it, and so at the end of 15 years, theoretically, if I didn't pay any extra, I would own the thing. But the purpose of this is not to make a bunch of rental income. The purpose of this would be to hopefully the renters or the borrowers could cover the cost of it. So in 10 or 15 years, I own the property outright. But the main purpose of this is to showcase and to create content, to create videos showing a lot of people some cool stuff that you could do, and then of course to include certain people who are bought in to want to go and experience it, and of course they'll share their experience, and so the concept there would be that if I can cover the cost of the house where I don't lose a bunch of money each year on it, I get to go there in between, periodically and shoot some videos and create some content. But then I have some diversity in assets because I don't like real estate's not like a passion of mine. And so this is a way for me to have a passion for real estate because I really do like houses and I like putting cool stuff in them. And so this, if I had 10 or 12 of these or 15 of these throughout the country, I'd love to do like Montana. I'd love to do like New Smyrna. I'd probably do one around here somewhere on the lake, like Lake Weir or something like that, or maybe the Butler chain, so people could go to Disney and come visit HQ and just do them at cool places, throughout the country as I discovered them.
That was our plan too. We wanted multiple. Want multiple.
Matt, what you're describing, I've thought of
multiple trash installations all across America. These little Tom and Dan trap houses.
Everything you're saying, Matt, I'm with you. I believe I've told Sam and Daniel that this whole plan, whatever. And then
you're more like depressed garage.
But it's like when you're poor and you're looking at jet skis.
I'm going to get one of these, and then next, I'll be president of the United States. It's always like unattainable weirdo goals. Like it's weird goals.
Yeah. I think what what happened was we don't have the net liquidity in our bank accounts to make the dream happen.
What's 20% of 80,000? I mean, isn't that what you're looking at? Like $80,000 houses? That's 16 grand. You can't come up with that.
There's no $80,000 houses anymore, Matt. That's the problem. Like every house that's worthwhile is $500,000 now, and then even in Sanford, it's the
and
300.
This wasn't even for sale, really.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, but it's like, but if like we wanted to do it with the beach house, we thought about the same. I mean, this has been idea a long time ago, but. The problem with Florida real estate has gone up. Every house is 500, and then it's like, all right, well, you need 20% of 500. Then you need to put another, at least 20 into it to make it cool, Tom and Dan. And then it's like, all right, I have a problem, Matt, too, where I'll come up with these ridiculous ideas, and my wife, Daniel, Sam, they'll all look at me, and they'll think it sounds good, but it's coming from this guy who's got a track record that we know, and it could be a ridiculous gamble that he may not have thought about.
You are the human equivalent of Hogan's Beach Shack. You are a Hogan's Beach Shack.
When Hulk Hogan tells you his business ideas, even if it's good, you're like, but you're wearing a bandana, a Skullet.
Yeah, like if he's standing there and he's like, hey, brother, I have a cure for cancer, brother. You'd be like, no, you don't.
I saw the pizza video. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've seen the videos, Matt, and you can't get it out of your mind.
I think I know the part you're missing. Yeah, I spent 30 days of design and organization and structure before I went there. Before the closing of the house.
Oh, we just ran around Home Goods grabbing things wildly. We're like, pillows, get that couch, get that. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah, you're missing the spreadsheet. You need a couple spreadsheets, with some ideas, some budgeting, a little bit of budgeting, right?
We either I would say that our style is to either we usually either procrastinate until we don't get it done, or we go so fast that we screw it up.
Well, I did bring Sam there one day, and then,
like 3 days in a row.
Was it 3 days? Oh, that was one day, and we were trying to hang pictures, and then I hung them all wrong.
I tried to tell you,
and they almost fell on against one the second night.
They're not hung exactly the safest way.
Tom, you're a one. He's a one hanger guy, isn't he, Daniel? Or do you put?
It was a tiny nail, one tiny nail in the middle.
You know what he does? He does one nail and then he hangs it on the frame. He leads the frame.
Yes.
He leads the frame on the nail. So then the cheap frame that we bought, because he won't let me buy anything good, will stretch out, and you'll see those little flip tabs that you push in to hold the cardboard in, because all we buy is cheap garbage. You know what? We deserve every ounce of cum in that place. I wanted to say it once. I wanted to laugh and play.
All right. So, Matt, enough with us here, because everybody knows our downfalls and what we're doing.
Lord, I feel terrible about myself.
Fascinated by this.
No. When you look, but it's like It's like a TLC.
It's him watching Reverse Hoarders.
Yeah.
He's watching it. He's like,
oh my God.
He's like, look at their poop toilet. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Look at him. Look how horrible they are. He can't stop watching it. In fact, what if it started changing his business? The guys are like, what are you doing in there, Matt? He's like, are you watching Tom and Dan again and their horrible videos?
So Matt, it's for the audience that you have that are car guys that are obsessed with their garage. They want the ultimate experience as close as to what you got as possible, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of there's really two demographics. There's the really affluent that has experienced what I've experienced, where it doesn't matter how much money you spend, places you go to are uncomfortable, and like I said, you can spend $2,000 a night and have mismatched forks and garbage and crappy appliances and things like that, because when you go to a rental's designed to make as much money as possible, and so this concept appeals to them because they can go and feel like they're at home because they have stuff similar that they probably bought from me that they have at home, so they can go to the mountains and rip around. And then the other demographic is the 20 and 30 something who will get maybe two of them together. So, man, you rent this mansion that would normally cost $15,000 a week. You can rent for 5 or 6, get 2 of you together, $3,000 a piece, spend 7 days there. You can immerse yourself in all of the things you're aspiring to own. They can wash their car. They can use I'll have like phase 2 and 3 where I have closets and a racing simulator and all kinds of the other stuff.
Did you know he's building a racing simulator?
That's awesome. How do you make sure they don't steal your tools? Because I wanted to put a Nintendo Switch in our Airbnb, and then I was like, no, they'll steal that good. So
these are people that return their car. These are the people that if they borrowed your screwdriver, they would return it cleaner and nicer than when they got it. And if they didn't, they'd buy you a new one. These are my people.
Man, we should have started with those people.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's like like in the beginning of a video game, you get to choose your character, and I feel like we went the path of the thief.
Yeah.
You choose the thief. They're like, you can either choose King or the Valkyrie or the Wizard.
You have a bunch of them. They're just afraid to admit that they, like me, like I don't admit that I'm a, Tom and Dan listener, fan.
No, a lot of people.
Wow.
We're the guilty pleasure that people are like,
yeah.
Like if my wife listened to what you guys, she would, oh my God.
Yeah, God, that'd be bad.
Mother Teresa, Christian lady, if she knew the shenanigans that you guys, words that were coming out of your mouth.
I know, it's terrible.
Here, she would,
it's terrible.
And the only ones willing to admit it are Mike B and Tully and Tactical Hat. Everybody's out.
You could have just stopped with Mike B. That's a great example.
And old Mike, eat my wife's pee. They're all
we have a
there.
listener that was yelling
They'll scream it from the rooftops, and I'm like, stop.
Don't say that.
Stop screaming.
My daughter's teacher's here.
Anyway, so Matt, I'm curious to what the end result, like the end phase will be, and then we'll end with I want you to explain to Daniel what kind of floor to get, because I see you could have you could buy garage floors off your site, but he was worried that they're too fancy for him.
Yeah, like sometimes I think if I get into something a little too fancy, then I'm not going to be able to fully utilize it, because I would need to purchase all these other things, and I don't want to half-ass it.
What was the first question?
Phase 4 of the house, at the end.
Yeah, so phase 1 was to get it set up, and then I'm actually going up in 2 weeks to build a gym, like a CrossFit style gym outside, and take the second step of the home theater. So I'm putting an 83-inch OLED and mounting the rear speakers. I'm doing Dolby Atmos, I think 7.4.2. So it'll be 7 channel surround, the 4 overhead height channels, and 2 subwoofers. And so I'm going to put that together. And the next phase of the home theater, there's a vault, like a walk-in vault in this house. And I'm going to turn it into a snack vault. So because I don't have anything to put in it. And so I'm going to turn that into snow caps and fill it with old school, like at Cracker Barrel, all those old school awesome 80s 60s 70s 80s candy and all that crap.
Oh, so you're gonna have your own you're building obsessed Cracker Barrel. Oh my God, I'm walking around in there. There's a dancing Santa Claus, there's a peppermint stick, there's a Toby Keith piss cutter hat,
a raccoon ball with a tail,
yeah, a snow globe.
And then I started doing because I hate dealing with closet organization. These companies, the way it works is you go to like the store, and then you meet with the lady, and the lady comes to your house, and then they do a design for you, and then you go back, and the design is terrible, and then I always tell them this is all wrong. Here's what I want, and then they redesign it, and this whole time they never talked about what it cost, and then at the end of it, your closet's like $28,000, and then you walk out all mad because there's no way you're paying that, and so. The next phase 3 and 4, will be I'm going to do my closet systems in there. So I found a closet system that we design, and people can just order and install it themselves instead of having to jerk around with these goofy Closet Made and all these goofy companies. California Closets, it's a total racket. And so we'll do all that, and then I'm building an insane outdoor kitchen with like a pizza oven and all that kind of stuff.
You have an outdoor kitchen, Tom. Tell them about yours.
No, come on.
Well, we just talked about it yesterday, so it is topical.
Yeah, I mean, I rusted.
He probably knows the brand. What brand do you have?
Well, it's a the artisan grill.
That's good. Yeah, artisan. Yeah, that's a alfresco, which is alfresco. What's the cheaper alfresco? But yeah, that's a good grill.
Well, I got it from a BDM.
It was stolen. It's a stolen grill.
It was not stolen.
I'm gonna hammer this until
it had a scratch on it, and Disney
the police come and get
Disney wrote it off. So then it was it was gonna be thrown away.
You didn't tell me it's a. You
didn't tell me that Mickey Mouse gave me a grill.
You stole a grill from Mickey Mouse.
No, and then I paid him $700 cash. I didn't realize that.
I need that back.
From lack of.
It's like a $3,000 or $4,000 grill. That's pretty.
Yeah, well, now it is.
Well, the inside's rusted out, and then I went to go buy the new inside.
How is that possible? It's made of stainless steel.
Well, the outside it looks great. All the insides is made of rusted steel.
He drilled holes in it.
No, all the burners are rusted, and the briquettes they all fell through.
The briquettes are broken.
And then I looked at the replacement parts, and it's $100 a briquette tray.
Yeah,
and then $400 for the burners. It's $1,000 to replace the guts of this damn thing.
Yes, it is.
And then I was like, what? $1,000? I just got the dang Walmart.
The dang.
280, and it comes as wheels. I can put it wherever I want.
One time I went to.
You have like a wheeled one, you wheel in front of it to use?
No, I was going to say, Matt, one time at a party, he put and it's the cheapest brand you can buy. What is it? It's called. What's the Charbroil? It was the Charbroil, and it's the one that's just the cheap piping, and it's got the little plastic tables on the side. He only had one side plastic table. You can barely fit a glass of water on the side of this thing. He had it set up in front of his artisan, and he's back there grilling, so you couldn't see. He'd put the artisan up, and you'd think he's back there using the artisan. He's not. He's on the Charbroil.
Well, the burners are $700.
But you didn't need to lie to your guests.
Anyway, so Matt, let's because we don't
let's ask a pressure washer question.
Well, the floors because Daniel
because
Daniel was gonna go with the glitter, the glitter floors,
the standard
floor,
the standard, the epoxy grandpa floors.
And then I was like, no, Matt knows, like you got to do whatever Matt does. Like you
I'm not a Matt. I'm little, and
but you want to aspire to be that, right? Like these gambling guys that I follow, I want to be as good as they are.
I said it earlier, but I really think I got a thing with this depressed garage channel I'm starting on YouTube.
No, I have an anti. It's called Obsessed Garage on a Budget. There's like 4,000 people in there, and all they do is rip on me all day. I'm not in there, but they talk about how I'm evil and horrible and how everything's overpriced.
4,000 people, my God!
It's more than we have.
Yeah, my God!
You have more haters than we have supporters.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so floor. So here's the deal, right? So option one is polished concrete. Lowe's, Home Depot, they have polished concrete. It's usually polished and sealed. The problem with polished concrete is when inevitably when you pour oil or something on there, it doesn't still seeps into the concrete, so it still makes a mess. Polished concrete's also kind of slippery, and you have to polish it periodically. They run those machines through the stores all the time to keep it looking nice.
Gotcha.
So polished concrete is what you see in a lot of really high end, like this like dream garages and stuff like that. But you can even polish it down to where you can see the particulate and like the grain in the concrete and stuff. So there's some cool things to do that you could do to make it look good, but not really practical. Another thing you could do is burnish, which is like a chemical treatment.
I've seen
so you
that.
polish and then you put this burnishing in, and that's what helps with the stains and things like that. That's a pretty expensive process. Those are pretty uncommon. What's really common in the garage is either you paint it with like a Rust-Oleum from Home Depot, which is a terrible idea because it eventually peels up. That's probably what you have.
Yeah.
And then the other option is to do epoxy. And there's different types of epoxy. There's polyaspartic and there's the traditional epoxy, and then you can put urethane top coats. The problem with those is they have like I would say probably 20 to 40% chance of failure. And, all these companies will warranty them, but it's like having a warranty on your heart. Like, what good is, you're still going to die. I mean, what good's the warranty?
Yeah.
The floor fails, you can't fix it. You'd have to come diamond grind the floor and start over, and they're never going to do that. You can't just come sprinkle a little more fairy dust on it. So a warranty is useless on epoxy. The problem with epoxy is that in order to make it look decent, that's when they put the little sprinkles all over it. The sprinkles are to take your attention away from the fact that it looks terrible.
Gotcha.
Because you can't. I mean, you're rolling on the floor and bugs are flying in there. It's really hard to get a really great epoxy job done without imperfections. And so they put the chip systems in order to take your attention away from the imperfection, the bubbles and the roller marks and all that stuff. And so that's why they do chips. And so the chips look like your grandma's garage. And so now what they do is they just put more chips. And the problem with epoxy is it's slippery, and so then they can put an anti-skid agent. But if you put anti-skid, basically they're just putting sand in it, then that attracts dirt, and you can't really clean it. And so after a while, it gets really dirty, and it's got a 40% chance of failing. And so what I do in garages is either do porcelain tile, which is you're not going to do. It's $20 or $30 a square foot.
Yeah.
So you're talking $10,000 to do a normal size garage. I think the best solution is to do plastic interlocking tile. So Swiss tracks is what you do. Doesn't matter what your garage looks like. Doesn't matter how much money you put in it. It can make any garage look better. So it's 3/4 of an inch thick. It's about, what is it now? It's like $4.50 a square foot or something like that. $4.50 a square foot. But you can install it yourself. You can take it with you because you can just pop the floor. It just floats. You don't glue it down.
Oh, gotcha.
And so all the dirt, and you'll love this, Daniel. So the dirt falls through it, and that freaks people out. They're like, well, what about the dirt? And so, then you vacuum it like once a year.
Okay.
Great for. So if you get oil or something on it, you just pop a tile. The tiles are like 15 3/4 by 15 3/4. You pop it up and you spray some all-purpose cleaner on. You clean it off. Just hose it off. And so the magic of that type of floor is that you can cut it with a circular saw and install it. Like you could do a 2-car garage in like 2 hours and have it installed. You just Tom, it might take all day because you got to get all the junk out first.
Well, I'll just tile around the house.
Yeah. He tiles around the boxes. He only gonna need 3 tiles.
I just need a path. It's really just paths.
How much
right
for
now.
a path tile?
Yeah. I just need.
So I think
2 foot wide.
Swiss Tracks is the best option.
Right.
There's another competitor called Race Deck, which isn't as good. Their interlocking system isn't as good. But I do it in all my garages, and I'm not a huge fan of plastic tile, but because it's 3/4 of an inch thick, it doesn't feel like you're walking on plastic. It feels more substantial.
Gotcha.
And then it's always clean. In Florida, we have those little baby oak leaves that get everywhere,
yes.
and they always blow to the back of your garage. And so because the tiles have little ribs, they never make it that far, so you don't have to do any maintenance. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, I get little leaves and sand in my garage, and we're out of time. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Man, I love talking to you, man. I've missed this.
Matt, let's do it again soon. Of course, everybody can find your content, Obsessed Garage, on YouTube.
Yeah, link to it in the show notes.
Matt, we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right,
See ya.
Take care, man. That is Matt Moreman live from his own Obsessed Garage.
Yeah.
That guy's cool, man.
It's congratulations with all the success.
What a nice man.
He's driven.
And I really appreciate him taking time because, he's super duper busy, and we got to take a break.
Yep, bye-bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's jump into your emails, and you can leave us, if you're listening to this, you can leave us an email message. We'd love to hear from you. show@tomanddan.com. That's all you need to know. show@tomanddan.com. And also head over to tomanddan.com and check out all of our merchandise that we have on there. The featured merch item of the week is the Dad Jokes beer release shirt. We released a beer earlier this year with Hourglass Brewing. Phenomenal beer. I think we only have 4 here left because, man, people that have been coming into the studio have been drinking them crazy. But it's a great shirt with great design by our friends at our branding agency, The Danger Brains. And it is, again, the Dad Jokes beer release shirt for $15 at tomanddan.com/merchandise.
And speaking of merch, we're going to have brand new merch at our beach party, BDM only beach party coming up in September. So if you're not a BDM, sign up and you can find out where to go. We're going to have Tom and Dan straw hats available, brand new ones made through Villain.
Yeah, tighter weave, different style.
I think these will last longer because I know original straw hats, the
wear
weave.
And tear.
They if you get them wet and dry,
that's the only way. I love to wear mine in the pool.
Yeah, but some people can keep them dry in the pool, but like my sons will wrestle with me, my hat will, and then I get it wet and I'll put it on and it'll be all like grandma-y.
Yeah.
They call that the Newton.
The Cam Newton. I like to do the move where I dunk my hat in the water like a cowboy and then pour it on my head. Like I've been riding for a long time and just found an oasis.
Anyway, so that's going to be at our BDM beach party, and you got to be at BDM. Sign up at tomanddan.com. All right.
Indeed. All right. Emails.
Tom is an android. Hey, show. So Tom befuddles me. I really try hard to relate to him, and as I re-listened to a few old shows during an AI conference I attended, it occurred to me that the reason I can't understand him is because Tom is actually an android. Exhibit A. Tom can't go anywhere alone because he needs to see other people have fun to assess if the activity is, in fact, fun. This is traditional machine learning. An algorithm can only work if you have an enormous amount of available data to input and teach it. Once he can take that input, he can perform the activity even though he fundamentally will fail to understand why it is fun. He's simply following along as instructed. Exhibit B, doing the math. An AI will run through a series of scenarios to identify the output with the most equity, the highest percentage of success, and then establish a threshold. So will not drinking increase the likelihood of a healthy long life by 1 year? 2 years? What is his established threshold? 10 years? He did the math, he ran the scenario, and has concluded the equity is not high enough to pursue the action. Also, to an AI, it really is ones and zeros. Exhibit C, have you seen how this robot runs? And then there's a video of I'm assuming one of those killer robots.
Yeah, one of the Boston
It's very stiff, very stiff.
The stiff robot dogs, you see him doing backflips.
I'm running like that?
Yeah, you run like Boston Dynamics.
You were in the Fashion Square Mall parking lot. Exhibit D, any attempt to apply logic to emotions. His inability to have but attempts to mimic emotions land in an uncanny valley.
He can't even mimic it. Don't even say he's mimicked emotions. He's never pretended to be emotional ever.
Making everyone uncomfortable as it's unnatural. Can robots dream? Nope. Can robots feel? Nope. But they can respond if you program to respond in a certain way. See The Crow.
You're too high.
There are more examples, but I don't want Sam to read too much.
No, it's not this complicated. You're making it
too
complicated. He's just not emotional. End of story. That's it.
Prove me wrong, Tom Van 3000. I'm on to you. All hail our robot overlords, Christine.
He's not
I'm on the spectrum of some sort of Asperger's. There's something
Which
there.
Which is closer to robot.
Yeah. It's something like that.
Okay, like on the spectrum, we used to just call people dumb.
Yeah. Now everything's a
am I
spectrum.
doing the dumb old man thing, right?
No. It's fine. It's
being on the spectrum doesn't mean you're dumb.
Well, it used to be. Okay, well, it doesn't mean that, but it used to be.
Yeah. If you were different,
right?
You just,
but
you
if
just
you were,
it
used to be that if you were dumb, people would be like, "He's dumb." But now, if you're dumb, people will be like, "Well, he just looks at things a little bit differently. Maybe it's just not his way of communicating." It's like, well.
Do you know what the ultimate of this is? My sons have liked watching America's Got Talent, and
it must drive you crazy.
And it's the most garbage show
it's the worst
I've ever seen, and I hate every second of it. And it's all completely fake.
You like Terry Crews a little bit.
I hate Terry Crews.
You like Terry Crews a little bit.
Seems like a nice guy, but it's just
a lot of people hate him. A lot of people hate
how could you hate him?
A lot of people hate Terry Crews.
It's just it's complete and utter garbage and all fake. And I like the
who are the judges now? Simon Cowell,
Heidi
It's still Heidi Klum.
The big old family.
What?
You know,
Whoa! I don't know what you're doing.
Big old family.
What's her name?
Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, Sophia.
I speak Tom.
Oh my God!
He was saying
never would have got that with big old family.
Yeah, what he meant was the lady from Modern Family with big T's.
Gotcha.
And he said big old family, and because I speak,
a robot would have said that.
Yeah, a robot would have said that because
Big old family.
Because I speak dumb people.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
big old family, and I was like, oh, I know exactly what that means. Sofia Vergara.
You know how when you like a broken robot in like Wall-E or whatever, he turns into an R-word robot. Like, so that's what I am, R-word robot.
R-word robot. Don't say it like that.
And then crazy ass Howie Mandel, who's a nut job.
Oh, he's not. Is he? We should take away his star power, right?
Yes,
I feel like we should.
There was something about him on Twitter not that long ago that everybody was freaking out about that he tweeted.
Howie Mandel looks like Professor.
Wasn't it like something gross? That he
looks
tweeted?
he looks like a little. He looks like a pointer finger, and he looks like Professor Finger. And I don't trust anybody that wears clear prescription glasses.
Everyone that they gong off or they give the X to is just a hired performer pretending to do a bad job at their act so the dumb audience can go boo. Because
so kids
it can't be real anymore.
No.
It can't be someone trying their hardest. It's all got to be fake. It's all fake. It's like there's not a person that's trying that they could gong off because that's considered too mean, I guess. It's
Breaking news. Samantha Har, breaking news, Howie Mandel.
That's what it was, yeah.
What'd he do?
He posted a photo of a prolapse BH.
Why did he post a photo of
I don't remember. I didn't go look at it.
Was it his
That
prolapse?
I don't know either.
I doubt that.
The irony.
They said it was
Did it
not
look like a rubber
his.
glove?
I don't really want to go searching for it. That's not really something I'm into. But
not my computer.
Well, maybe he's making a joke. He's a comedian. I don't know.
But you don't need to post that. Yeah, you're the judge on a kid show, right?
Oh, it was on his TikTok.
Why would you do that? You're a judge on a kid show.
I mean,
Dumb
again,
old man.
well, yeah. Oh,
why would you jeopardize you literally have the best gig in the world. You do nothing on a kid show and you collect millions of dollars.
Well, he posted it from his own account. It wasn't from like America's Got Talent.
Okay, so it was somebody else.
But my point is, you don't have to do it.
No. Well, I think he's a little weirdo.
Bored?
He's just a weirdo.
So he posted a photo of somebody squatting with that situation happening, and he said, "This happened when a friend bent over. Does somebody know? Is this COVID related? And if it is, what do we do about it?" Ow.
I like it, Howard.
Yeah.
It got 9.9 million views, and then he deleted it.
Well, he's got the goods.
Tommy Lee, they're just doing it. They're taking chances. Celine Dion.
So back to this email. This is no way to be here because I'm not a robot. I'm a
think you're a
human
robot.
being, and this has caused.
He's a human being.
He's a human being.
This has caused a lot of problems in my personal life.
The last couple weeks.
And business life.
All
life.
It doesn't really cause any problems
Just
with
life.
us. I mean, just for you because I'm just going to bother you. But as soon as you tell me, no, we're fine. It's all we're good.
Yeah, but there builds up to that. So you obviously think there's a problem.
I still think it.
I know. You can't not because you're like, what is going on with this person? What is he thinking about? And then
you know what I think about
nothing.
lately when you reply on the group thread, like with a ha or an emoji. Not you'll never do emojis, but just like a yes. I think, wow, it must have been so difficult for him to do that. Like I think about when you reply, like how hard it must have been.
I look at it. It's easy, but I look at it and I do it only to appease your emotions.
I know that though.
I don't want to do it.
Now that I know that, it's worse that you do it.
That's what I think. So that's why I'm like, if I
now that you're doing it, I'm like, he's just appeasing my emotions.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm an idiot.
This is how my wife lives her life.
And now you've turned me into your wife, dude.
Anytime I try to do what she says that I need to do to make her happy, she just thinks I'm doing it to appease it. Like she wants me to really do it, but I'm like. But you understand.
I'm incapable of
I can't. It's making love to a robot. It's like,
wait a minute, you said you're not a robot.
No. But you're like, are you getting pleasure from this? Or like.
She asked that.
No, but I imagine she's thinking.
I ask my wife that sometimes.
But I am. I
her
feel
facial
pleasure.
Expression looks like. Facial expression looks like she just opened up sour milk. I'm like, what are you doing over there? I'm pumping her good, and she's got a facial expression like literally like the dog farted next to her.
Sometimes I imagine, what if I was with another logical robot.
Time to put our bushes together.
What would
Put
happen?
your bush near my bush.
Would it be a utopia? Or would it be? Would it never
disaster.
work because
It'd
it's
never work.
void of
It'd never
any
work.
sort of passion? Do you need the passion?
It'd be
I don't
quiet,
know.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it would be quiet. Me and Samson were in here. She's not a robot, but like
I mean, she's not a robot.
Yeah,
There's a robot in there.
there's some damage that,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like when the T2 gets his face half blown, you see the robot underneath, but half the human is there.
Yeah. She's definitely got some robot tendencies.
Anyway,
Robot curious, I would say.
we'll sit in the
like
room
robot
and dead silent when
Yeah.
we talk about this. It's as silent as it could be when Sam gets to the
I don't
AC
even
will
like-
turn
I
off.
don't even like to talk.
We're so still and
And then
silent.
I'm like, God, it's hot in here.
Yeah, because you guys, the motion detector on the
Your
neck.
nostrils aren't even moving.
There are no
Yeah.
more humans alive, just us robots.
But I feel like then I would seek out some passion because I like to see that, and I like to see like a super passionate person.
Name one passionate person.
My wife. My wife is passionate.
So you're like, you be passionate for me.
Matt. Well, no, I just like
okay,
to being
hold on.
around it.
This is good. Because
Do you? Because all you do
Yes,
is
he
complain
does.
about
No,
it.
but he does like being around
I complain
it.
because it's so illogical, but I.
So that makes no sense to me.
But you do enjoy
But I
it.
you
enjoy-
like being around it, but it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense
like
to you.
Yeah.
if his wife finds a baby turtle and she's like, oh my God, oh look at it, oh wow, like he
It's
does
life.
get.
So
he
you
does get-
crave it because you don't have it in you?
Yeah, I think so. It's life. It's art. It's happiness. It's
So you can
poetry.
admire it, you just can't create it. This makes sense to me.
I want to be around, like, because I'm like,
This
look at
makes
them
sense
have
to me.
fun, twirling in the
Yeah.
daisies. Like, look at
Yeah.
life. Like, the fact that your wife
It's like
doesn't
white,
need to drink.
It's like white people
or
in,
have
in a
drugs.
traditional Mardi Gras black funeral. They're like, this is amazing. Look at them go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
so happy about death. Oh,
yeah.
I want to paint my face like a skeleton and jump around with a top hat on.
Every once in a while, I need to go to a Mardi Gras funeral
Yeah.
to see how people enjoy life.
And you're like, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, the food is so spicy. I'm Polish.
Because I want to have a piece of it, and I want to experience it myself. Like, I want to have that
So
much.
you're living vicariously through other passionate people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because without that, because I've seen the opposite where people like me never go to the Mardi Gras funeral,
No.
right? And then just regress into their own.
It's still happening. You're giving a little buffer.
My pop, he just sat in his
I
garage.
truly believe if you didn't have your wife and kids, you would stay home and do nothing but tend to your plants.
You'd be the grumpiest person. Oh my God!
My
Without
pop-
your sons,
You
you'd
wouldn't
be
go
so
anywhere.
Grumpy.
After my pop got divorced, back in the
I'm never opening my front door again.
in the 70s, the 60s and 70s, like that was his last time he lived with a woman. And then
Good riddance.
from the 80s till he
Oh,
died.
Man, to
like,
be no wife in the 80s.
he lived in his house in St. Cloud. He did the exact same thing every day.
Oh my God! He giving nickel mustache rides to any lady that walks by.
Now he'd go to the woods and like down to the Everglades and ride his airboats and stuff.
Going
like,
to the woods.
and hang out with the all the people in the area. Like he liked hanging out with other people.
And then you saw you found the pictures of him with the swamp lady.
yeah, but that was at the end. I think the Everglades guys got him a swamp hat.
Yeah, we bought you a swamp. We pulled our money.
Yeah.
We pulled our money together. I bought you
Yeah.
a grade A swamp hag.
But I do think, and like I'd tell him, and he'd say like there was okay. I don't want to tell his business, but I'll tell it. Because at this point, like man, all his friends are like a couple of his
Dead?
friends and stuff. Everybody's in their 90s now.
Little Joe.
Days are numbered.
Little Joe, Gator Billy,
But
Chompy,
like
Fingers.
he had a girlfriend back and forth a little bit, and she would come by every once in a while, and then like she was a super nice lady, but he was not nice to her,
His wife prior to that, though, was he nice to her?
don't know. I know
Okay.
my grandma divorced him for a reason,
Right,
but back in the 60s, I have no idea. He was a hard man. He was the World War II
He's a tough
real
guy.
man, just emotionless,
Yeah.
I think he had some of what I had. He just didn't know how to process it. Like no emotion, never like come here, give me a hug.
Well,
I'm proud
if you
of
don't know what
just,
it is, and if you don't know you even have it, how do you process it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you don't have a concept of it, what do you do with it?
You tell me and my wife like just stories like that should be told in like while you're crying or whatever. Just don't be like shocking,
heavy stuff.
Yeah. But just he'd tell me war stories anyway. And I remember like his girlfriend one time would she'd come over and she had like a sniffle or something, and then he'd be like, "Stay away from me, don't get me sick." Like he would be very real man.
Yeah.
Like he not be like,
"You're disgusting."
no, he wouldn't say that.
Ew.
He wouldn't say that. He'd just tell her how he felt and like why is she getting so mad? There were so many things that I remember him telling me that now looking back is like, oh my God, he just never, like I got my wife to constantly try to fix my behavior.
Or at least make you aware of it. You know?
Just tell people, like he'd be like, why'd you come over today? You
shouldn't be here.
Or,
I didn't want you here.
No, not that. He just asked, but she would take it like, well, screw you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He'd just be sitting in his garage. She'd come over to visit him. He'd be like, why are you here?
This is my garage.
Instead of being like, hey, good to see you.
Yeah.
It would be, and he wouldn't be, I don't think he was doing it to be a true D-head. It was an unintentional
accidental D-head.
Yeah. But she would tell me too. She'd be like, oh, your pop-up's grumpy.
Yeah, don't interrupt him. He's having his quiet
Are they ever affectionate?
He was horny. I knew that. Like he would hit on the nurses at the dialysis center.
I feel like some men are like that, where they don't want to kiss and they don't want to have foreplay, and they are grumpy and they're direct. I'm not gonna say mean, but they're direct, and then they do want coitus. They want you.
Oh yeah.
And they want
It's me.
They want.
My wife's like, well, you're not gonna get it unless you tell me some niceties.
You gotta tell me some things.
Yeah.
Like,
you gotta be
romantic.
Yeah. Like, and then I try to do it, and then I go over there and I start rubbing her back. She's like, you're doing this to get it.
Yeah. You're like, you have a back. I am rubbing it.
Anyway, it's a struggle.
You're a woman. You are certainly one of the women I know.
And then I see my son, Tommy, he's got it. He's got it. Exactly everything. And then I'm like, oh, this is going to be a rough go. Although Mac's overly passionate. And I'm like,
that's a rough go too.
I think the overly passionate is
can
almost
be a rough go too.
He's going to have more problems than Tommy.
I wouldn't say more if you keep it. I mean, at least
the fighting and the pregnancies, whatever.
Yeah. I didn't have that.
Falling in love with every other girl or whatever boy he's into.
Nah.
So it's like,
I was emotional. I was emotional, and I didn't go knocking up and horny. Like I'm literally
of hair in it.
I am emotional and horny, like one of the most emotional and horny people you know. And I didn't do any of that because my parents instilled in me. And you are instilling in him, like he's a good kid. It's not guaranteed he's instantly going to get out there and fall in love and get married at 14.
But his passion is going to draw him that way. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Passionate people do passionate things, and passionate acts are usually fighting, love. You'll
throw your bong out a window. Yeah.
But no, I'm just saying that's what is driving your motivation. Right? Is I love this person, or I'm gonna fight this person, or I'm mad. You're the swings of emotion.
It's the only thing that drives it, though.
No.
Which is good.
But if you don't have that, then that's a couple less drivers towards these activities that a passionate person would get into. But the opposite of that is what Tommy's gonna have to worry about is like any relationship he's gonna be fighting to constantly show the person.
Or maybe he won't.
Yeah,
maybe he'll be asexual.
Yeah, you don't know.
Whatever he wants.
He could end up being Morrissey. He's asexual. Great musician. Next email.
Games. Hey, Dan, I was listening to the Facebook Live, and before my cell signal cut out, I heard you asking for game suggestions. You might like Grounded. It's the one in which you're shrunken like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's very chill and relaxing when you're not getting attacked by giant bugs. And you can build various kinds of structures. Anyway, I always wanted to say that I appreciate that y'all stream the BDM shows in the groups now. I catch them randomly while killing time at work and can just kind of pop in for a few minutes, which is cool. Love the show, of course. Take care. Well, I'm glad you like it. A lot of the Twitch people hate it on Facebook, which I get, but I have heard of this show or this game called Grounded. I know that Swervy was playing it for a while.
I have not played it. I
haven't played it, but I've seen him play. It looks fun.
The chat room says, "Come play Fall Guys." I'm actually quite good at Fall Guys.
What is that?
It's just like it's one of these battle royale games, except you're just running and jumping. That's all
you're like
doing.
A little jelly ball man.
Yeah, you're like a little fat guy, and you run, and you're just trying to survive.
It's kind of like king of the hill type of situation.
Yeah.
Last man standing.
It's fun.
And then there's other people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's like 60
online.
people, and you're running all around, and you try to survive each round.
Each course.
You know, oddly enough, though, as decent as I am at it, I've never won one myself. I've always gotten to the final round multiple times. I can get to the final round, but I can never win it. Sucks. But yeah, that one's fun. I'll play with you guys though.
Everything is download now, right? Like
the most
no one's
part.
buying any discs.
Old
or
people are. I mean, you
Okay.
see guys at like Target and Best Buy going there to buy the games because they like to be able to have value after the fact, and it's true. Once you've downloaded something, the big controversy was, I think it was Ubisoft. I could be wrong on this, but they were basically certain games that were download only, or if you had only downloaded them, they were aging them out, meaning they got to a point where they're just not going to support this game anymore, so they're going to pull it. So, in effect, what you purchased is useless now.
It doesn't exist.
So let's say at the time, let's say in like 2009, you bought a Assassin's Creed game for $55, and here we are in 22. It's sorry, you don't have that game anymore because we're not supporting it anymore. And then
So
people
that's
are
the
kind
argument,
Of, that would be the argument about like buying it in a store.
I
Short
guess
of the long. There's more to it than that. But.
What's the chance of you even going back and playing an old?
I'm really realistic about that, and games don't really have much. Like once I've beat a game, like I got really into the Watch Dogs series for a while, and I beat Watch Dogs 2, and then there was one other one that came out that I didn't grab me like the other ones had, but I'd finished them, and I never saw a need to ever go back to them. Like they released some downloadable content that expanded the game a little bit. I'd go back and play that. But I'd still, when I was done, if I'm done with everything on the game, or I think I'm done with it, I organize my games just kind of like what we were talking about on the other show of being organized. Like I get it out of there, I delete it. I don't feel the need to have it.
That add-on worlds or content, like I just bought the bonus tracks for Mario Kart on
Yes.
Switch. And
You subscribe, or did you buy the yearly, like you get them when they come?
I just bought the whole,
me too.
everything that was available, and then it was instant. And so I thought I was gonna have to download like a game because we've downloaded games before. And then I was like, oh, it's instant. I'm like, I'm gonna buy whatever tracks they have available because they come out.
You just buy them all.
Because then, because I like playing that with my boys and they have fun. So I'm gonna buy all the new tracks that come out. I don't know why they don't just constantly put them out.
They do. They're like the subscription now, at least the one that I signed up for. I want to say I did it months ago. Like when they first started releasing the tracks, you sign up, and then like they'll say like every 3 months we're releasing a new track and a new character.
Yeah.
And then if you play online, you can get different skins for your characters, different outfits. If you guys play online, you can, like, if you get your character to, let's say, a certain level, it'll unlock extra stuff.
We haven't started playing online.
It's a lot harder online.
Also, that requires, like, once I show my sons online, and they play Roblox and stuff, and so it's like, they're already into it, but it's like they don't know 100% that you can go to Google and type in anything you want to see.
Yeah.
It's like they're on the verge of understanding that. I may be wrong.
Daisy does it on YouTube. She'll do it on YouTube. She'll do it on YouTube. Anything she wants, she'll Google it.
Well,
on the YouTube.
we forgot to put the parental settings and thing, and they were watching some video. I can't even say what was happening, but they were watching some video where all of a sudden it was like
It was Howie Mandel's TikTok.
no, it was like every couple seconds they would scream the C word for male chickens and then show the word on the bottom of the screen. They didn't know what it was, so Krista walked in. She's like, what the hell are you watching? They didn't pick it up.
Thought it was you in the bathroom watching some email forward.
And they wandered onto YouTube. And we have parental settings on like their iPad. We forgot to put it on the TV anyway.
I've done the same thing. Yeah, you got to lock all that stuff down. It doesn't transfer. Like if you lock it on their pad, if they use their account on another device, it's not locked. You got to do it case by case.
And then Crystal, like, she was like, is Roblox teaching them to be violent? They're watching this stuff and violence and stuff. And I'm like, nah, it's fine.
They watched the Marvel movies.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
That's
no, I know.
violence?
It's fine.
But I guess
It's a cartoon Roblox, man. It's fine.
No, I know. When you're controlling a character, I guess you're killing. Like what they're watching too in the YouTubes, but there's a lot of killing involved. And Crystal just questions it, and I'm like, it's fine, right?
Yeah, just let her question it.
It's fine.
And if it's not fine, just say, you were right to question it.
It's not going to do anything to them.
Next email. What do you got?
Dentist story.
Oh, yeah. We get a lot of dentist stories.
Long story, abridged part is I was a cancer patient as a kid and faced dental issues 28 years later due to it and its anxiety crazemo. But to explain a bit, I am one of those that gets complete and utter anxiety over the dentist. The backstory is, as a cancer kid, along with bad teeth, one of the things I'm facing is bone death in my mouth due to high amounts of radiation. And to wash the radiation out, I need 30 hyperbaric oxygen treatments before and 10 after getting my teeth removed. Now I need dentures at 35,
Jesus.
And I'm in mouth pain every day.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
I'm a manager at Publix, so I'm always around people or around my kids when I'm off. So even though I'm divorced, it's a good environment for the co-parenting situation. But when I'm alone, I get hit with anxiety crazy over the concept of needing oral surgery, getting all of my teeth removed at 35, and everything that comes with dental. I start getting heart palpitations, cold sweats, and the shakes.
I bet.
Then I come out of it. Then the concept of being in pain every day, can't afford the oxygen treatments, let alone the oral surgeon, makes the attack come back and start over. My new MMJ card has been a help with this. Rant over. Long story short, I felt everything you talked about all over again, and no one I'm close to knows what I'm talking about. So this was my way of getting it out. Love you guys. Keep it up. Well, you should go see our guy, Dapper Dental.
Yeah, go see Dapper Dental and talk to him and tell him you're a special case.
Yeah.
Tell him that you. I mean, look. Like when I was fighting getting through, getting better at flying, because I never think it's like alcoholism or anything else. I don't think you ever conquer it. I think it's just part of you, right? It's who you are. It's your authentic self. So like getting on a plane is a lot easier for me, but it will always be difficult. I think the same thing goes for like dentistry. I think if you go to Dapper Dental, you talk to our buddy. You tell him, and you got to be honest with it. You got to say, like, this stuff makes me nervous. And you got to have somebody who is an expert at it, somebody that's in it all day long, somebody that does it so much that they, like, literally don't think about it when they're doing it. Like, this guy knows how safe it is. He knows how good he can make your teeth look, or at least the surgeons that maybe he knows know that. And you just got to sit there and kind of immerse yourself in it and let the person talk and be a part of it. You got to just be a part of it.
See, I feel like in this person's situation, like the anxiety more comes with the overwhelming amount of work he has to do.
It's a lot.
You know, and the fact that he is faced with like, hey, I'm going to have to remove my teeth, go through all these treatments, and then get dentures like that.
That's terrifying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's terrifying to anybody.
So it's not even
it's a lot.
So it's not even like, hey, I'm worried about, like, I'm nervous when I go to the dentist to fill my cavity. It's like, I'm nervous about doing this whole procedure, and I get it. And then you start putting it off. And that's where I'm doing it with my hands. Like
what's the status on the hands?
He has teeth hands, and he's been wanting to have all of his fingers removed.
And this is not even close because dealing with jaw pain and teeth pain, it seems like it's horrible.
Well, maybe you could go to a regular shrink and talk it out with him too. You know, like if you could.
Yeah, but I think a shrink or anybody is not going to help the overwhelming fact that you're going to have to go through a tremendous amount of work and surgeries to get to this final place you don't even want to get to, which is wearing dentures. So I get it. So like it's one of those things where that sucks that you have to deal with that. Like most people don't in that capacity, right? Mm-hmm. And you just have to get through it and chalk it up to this is bad luck in my life. You know what I'm saying? And so, like it's not all equal. Like people have good lives, people have bad lives, people have unfortunate events.
Well, you're lucky to have a life.
You just gotta write it out.
I was talking.
You could be dead.
I was talking a little bit about this with Andrea this morning about my back pain and my hips, and it's all interconnected. And I'm in pain a lot when I come in here, and nobody wants to hear about that. You know, like when I get up in the morning, I got to do a whole process to like move around and feel better, and it sucks. So I feel for you, man. But
it's like it just takes to just start it. And then once you start it and it's scheduled, then it's like,
just get the ball rolling.
Yeah, it's hard to get that damn ball rolling, though.
Yeah.
It is.
And then it's never, like, for my hands thing, I'm looking at it like, well, it's already too far gone this year. I got to start next year. And then, so I'm like, in my mind.
Why is it too far gone this year?
Because,
he's got some stuff planned already.
Well, no. My insurance, like, I have to get through $5,000 of my own money before they kick in anything.
Have you done that yet?
No.
Then why not do that now? That makes the most sense.
Because if I have to start with the test and all the BS doctor stuff. Like first they give me the test, then they got to go and then determine what kind of surgery I need to schedule my surgery. And what if I start the process and they schedule the surgery next year? You know, it's like going towards the end of the year. So it's like if I that's counterintuitive to my insurance. I want to blow through the $5,000 that I have to pay out of pocket so they could pay. I don't want to pay for all the tests. I mean, just the nerve test is $700 cash.
It's expensive.
That I pay. So then that's $700 towards my $5,000.
Right.
I want all.
What have you already spent in your 5,000?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Okay.
I don't go to the
Well,
doctor.
then maybe, yeah. Okay.
So that's the thing. I never use anything at the doctor. Never accrue any expenses. I go once a year for my blood test and then my Adderall visits that I pay out of pocket, $90. So I probably have put a couple $100 towards the 5,000 deduct. So I need to do it all and at the beginning of the year. And then if there's anything else,
why don't you start scheduling that now for the beginning of the year so that you don't forget? And when you schedule appointments, sometimes now they're 2 to 3 months out, which is
sets
pretty
you right
much
around the beginning of the year.
You should probably
because
look into that.
He'll
never get it done.
I
that
don't.
What you're saying?
God.
Because here's what I'm looking at. A bunch of pain and a bunch of money out of pocket. And that's what this gentleman's looking at. And
but you're going to have to do it anyway.
I just keep wanting to put it off.
Your hands fall. What's the end result? You just have pain, right?
Chop your hands off.
It's funny you asked. I asked my doctor the other day.
Do they stop working?
Well, I did say, I'm like, hey, it's fine that I'm putting this off, right? And he's like, well, how bad is it? I'm like, well, every time I use my hands, they go numb and burn at night. I can't sleep. He's like, that's not normal. You should go to get it fixed. And I'm like, oh, God, I wish you would have said, it's fine. But he didn't say that.
It can't be fine when every time you use your hands, they're burning and you can't sleep.
Bad.
But if it's just pain, I was like,
but it affects your entire life.
Yeah, it does.
Because then you get no sleep. And
my back pain
and
and my hip pain, it does affect my life. It affects my mood. It affects how I move around. It affects how I sleep, and your sleep affects your mood, and then your sleep affects even cognitively how good you are at what you do. I mean.
I'm wired to tough it out, and it's not you can't just keep doing it. But God, I don't want to spend the money and go.
You're doing what this guy said. You're doing the same thing.
You gotta get the ball rolling.
I agree with him.
Now, would
put it off?
No.
So why
don't do it?
So is the end result when you're wired to do something, just to understand that you're wired to do it and know that there's no stopping it? It's like, sorry, this is in me. I'm wired to be this way, so my hands have to be this way, and they eventually will stop working, or who knows what will happen because there's no other option. Like, is that?
Nah, it's stupid. It's illogical. It's my flaw.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's illogical. I'm actually trying to ask.
No, I just need to get it fixed. It's just I'm just keep putting it off. It's because I don't care that much. I'm like, whatever, not sleep, but hands hurt.
At least they're working. See, mine, I can't
kill you,
I can't actually move. There's a difference. If I were walking but walking normal, but it was just pain, I think that'd be different. I'd be like, oh, that's okay. So I see what you're saying. If it's just pain, I have a pretty high pain tolerance. I can
live with pain. A lot of people have pain. That's how I just justify it.
Right.
And then also I'm also looking at the like you with your back injections and stuff. And I got a shoulder surgery one time.
Yeah.
Thinking that
so you're basing this on past experience.
It did stop me from my shoulder popping out.
Yeah.
Which is a pain in the ass. But it was a lot of surgery and recovery and money spent, and I'm like, my shoulder still hurts.
Not great.
It just doesn't pop out anymore.
Right.
And then I'm like, was it worth it?
Right.
So then I'm looking at fixing my hands, and then I'm like, if I still have numb hands and they're still I can't really use them too hard, or and then it's man, I went through a lot. I paid $5,000.
Yeah.
It because if it went from how they felt in their 20s. Or where even in my 20s I had this a little bit, but if they were brand new hands, I'd pay for that.
Well, see, this was easy. So what you're talking about is hard. I mean, mine was just an afternoon. They give you the shot and you're out the door. It's
but that's mine too. It's I think they just give you Twilight and it's outpatient.
Oh, well,
so
you should do it.
It's orthoscopic. It's outpatient. Yeah, I don't care, but it's still $5,000. I don't.
Just do it.
But then I better have new hands. You're still in pain. What is it? They don't
it is better though, and that's what I'm saying.
What percentage better?
I don't know, 30% better maybe. I mean,
a lot of money
but it hurts so 30%. Bad. I would take it.
Yours was at 5,000.
I'm also. It was 22, I think.
2,200.
They charged, insurance. I think they charged. Out of pocket, I paid
Well, no,
$280, I think.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't care what insurance. If my insurance paid
But I don't-
$100 million,
my
I
point
wouldn't
is-
give it. I'm saying
But
me.
you're
I
not
don't-
understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying I would spend any amount of money. Who cares? It's just money. I mean, we got to make more anyway. I mean, $5,000 to possibly gamble and have my hands back, well, that's a good gamble to me because there's a possibility that it would get better.
But I'm wasting all my money on all these other things. That
Fair enough. That's fair.
Like, these adventures that I'm taking and stuff
Yeah,
like
screw your health.
That's all. Like that takes priority over my health.
Well, you didn't
Not
say
going to
that.
have any adventures when you're dead.
Exactly.
I don't know. What we're
That's
talking
why
about.
I'm doing the adventure.
Can't go on
My
adventures
hands-
if your hands don't work.
I think you misunderstood my point
my
there.
hands
but-
won't kill me.
Next
That's-
email.
If it's
All
my
right.
heart or my brain, I'll worry about it.
Hey, show. I've been wanting to drop a message for a while because every time I listen to Tom talking about why people act the way they do, it drives me insane. When he says that people and his sons were just born that way and will never change, or that he's just an emotionless robot, I just find it so funny that he always says logic, but then goes on to say the world works a certain way because that's what he has seen. Most of all, though, his lack of understanding for how broad the field of psychology is and what psychologists can do. I got my PhD from UF in psychology. I'm actually a behavior analyst. I've done research and clinical work, especially with kids, and now work out of state for the behavioral clinic at one of the most well-known hospitals in the world.
Oh, damn.
My job actually involves assessing and increasing the quality of care provided by therapists. Tom mentioned on a Friday Free Show that therapists don't have any oversight, and he's actually right for the most part. That's why it's so hard to find a good one. Anyway, I can give too many more details on that because my job requires permission to speak to media. Anyway, if you ever want to talk about why people do the things they do, my job, or other things, I do like teaching undergrad courses in psychology. I'd be happy to talk anonymously. Sorry for the long email. Thanks for the amazing shows
that's
you
great.
always put out.
Thanks for listening, super smart person.
Well, what is he mad about? He's like, I listened to Tom say these things, and I'm so mad. But you didn't tell me, like, well, how I'm wrong.
No, because you contradict yourself by saying that people are just the way they are. And then they're saying that's not necessarily true, and that people can
change,
and that there's variations of why
Right.
people do the way the things they do,
Right.
not just that they were born that way.
I understand, but what I'm basing this off of is, as I've been an adult for, let's say, 20 years, right? I'll put all my teens
That's
in
fair.
it.
Yeah.
And in the 20 years I've been an adult and I've seen people around me, like, and now who I know them, like 20 years ago, and now they're essentially, yes. I mean, have they changed some of their behaviors? Like maybe one of them used to be overweight and now he's fit, or he like changes whatever it is. Like, yes, or like they used to be poor, now they're successful, or whatever it may be. It's just who they are, like the core of who they are seems to be the same to me. And changing that core, that's what I'm saying, seems to be impossible. And now you could change your behaviors and the way you act, but it's like, I mean, in your life, have you ever seen someone change who they are as a person? Like, they could hide it. I've seen people hide it with different acting techniques, and like I think Will Smith does this, where it's like who he is and who he acts like is two different people.
Yeah, no, I know some people like that, sure.
But I'm saying, like, I've never seen someone inherently change in the core. Now, someone could be an addict or something, and their behavior, and then they clean themselves up and be completely different person. But I think
I've also seen that.
But
yeah.
their addict core can't. Yeah, that's what they teach you in treatment, right? That's always going to be there. It's a lifelong
It's in
treatment.
you. Yeah, I would agree
So
with that.
that's what I'm. That's all I'm saying is, like, just the base personality of who you are, I think, is in everybody, and you can't really change that. Like, if you are a natural,
I'll listen to the
D-head.
professional over you.
Well,
be
would he
interesting.
argue with me? Would he
Yeah.
say no? You could change the base of who you are as
I
a
don't
person?
know. It'd be interesting
I've
to
never
get him
seen
on
it.
here. I mean, it'd be but just because you've never seen it doesn't necessarily. You can't.
True.
That's what he was saying. That's glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because that's what he was saying. Is that like you can't just because you've never seen it doesn't necessarily mean it hasn't.
But I'm
happened.
putting it out there. If anybody has an example that we could all look at and be like, oh, yeah, that's oh, you can change the core of who you are, then I'll look at it and I'll change my opinion. I've never seen any evidence. I'll change my opinion based on any evidence that someone shows me if it's an overwhelming amount that's vetted by professionals, not just some YouTube video.
You want to do one more?
Sure.
Let's do one more. There's some amazingly interesting and smart people that listen to this program.
Mountain Dew. Dan, your Mountain Dew addiction is not a lot. My uncle, who is 67, drinks the full sugar Mountain Dew 12-pack a day.
Wow.
He's also the rare person that only listens to ACT on the radio, even when I've showed him the app and told him about the podcast.
Shout out to that guy, Big Daddy Mountain Dew. Have that old man call in.
Uncle Dew.
Have Uncle Dew call in and tell me he drinks a 12-pack of full-fat, full-sugar Mountain Dew every day.
Does it do anything? Does he gain weight or
I
anything?
haven't had it. There's a full-fat
That's
Mountain
a
Dew
lot.
in there that somebody bought accidentally. I think my wife brought it over here accidentally. I haven't had a full-flavored Mountain Dew. I don't know if I've ever had a full one. I don't think I've ever. I only drink Diet Mountain Dew. I'll drink Diet Mountain Dew Zero, Diet Mountain Dew Spark, Diet Mountain Dew Voltage, Diet Mountain Dew Major Melons, Diet Mountain Dew Flaming Hot, and Diet Mountain Dew Gold.
If you're able, maybe if you work it off or whatever, because what is that? How many calories? What's a full fat Mountain
240?
Dew? Yeah, 240, right?
There's
For
one in
what, a
there.
20
There's
ounce?
one in there. It's in the top of the fridge. I think it's 240. Sam, see what it is.
But
I want to taste it now.
Well,
It's good as hell.
a can of Mountain Dew, a Sunkiss is like
120 calories?
A Sunkiss is 240. I think a Mountain Dew maybe like is it sub 200 or what is that?
All right, we got a big boy, full fat.
For calories?
Yeah, just calories.
Now this is a 20 ounce. Calories 290.
I was 50 off, 290.
So, but 240 maybe a can.
Holy smokes, 77 grams of sugar.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of sugar in that.
now,
Never had one of those. I know that's surprising. I think a lot of listeners, when I say Mountain Dew, they think I just drink full sugar Mountain Dew all
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't.
yeah, yeah.
I've never.
You'd be
I have,
obese.
Yeah, I've never had a full Mountain Dew, a big one, like a can of sugar Mountain. Never had one. Never completed one.
I mean, I've had full sugar sodas and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've tasted it, and I've had a full can of Coke before
The-
because it's good as hell.
So if you're 70, you drink a 12-pack of regular Mountain Dew a day, but you're not obese, and then like you're able to maintain your weight or whatever, then is it fine? Or is that much sugar? Like your doctor?
I cannot. It's rotting your insides out.
I mean,
No, but that's just something
that's the
someone
base.
says.
Yeah,
but
that's like what like
You're
this
just
again could be the outlier. Just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
But it's also you're consuming this like sugar and whatever else it is,
Chemicals.
and then all the other chemicals,
Splash
like,
of orange juice.
you'd have to
water,
and so
sugar and why sugar water.
it's the sugar that's the worst for you.
Yeah, sugar water.
So you're consuming that many grams of sugar a day. If it's not making you put on weight, is it bad for you? Because it's the weight that
it's calories in, calories used, right?
So if you work them off, then it doesn't
What
matter.
if you don't work them off? You just have genetics where you don't put on weight.
Well, then your metabolism works it off. Like it's all working. Like it's not storing it. If it stores it in fat, or it leaves your body, or you burn it. That's it. There's no other option. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not storing it in fat, then it's leaving your body, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how that would work, and I don't know if there are people that like just naturally process sugar well.
Because someone told me too, like with Diet Coke, right? Someone's like, "Oh, Diet Coke's bad for you because it tricks your body into being more hungry because it thinks the fake sugar's real sugar spikes your insulin level, and then it makes you eat." But then I'm like, "Well, what if I don't eat? And just makes me hungry. Who cares? But I'm not eating more, or I'm eating my salad.
What if I have
healthy.
willpower? I'm not a weak person, like you are.
And there's so if you're saying the one problem it causes that's not my problem, then what else is there? If there's nothing else, then I'm going to continue to drink it. If you say like X amount of this a day will lead to cancer, then
that's different.
That's something.
That's
it's
a
like,
different argument.
All right. Well, what studies? Because I've heard that all the other chemicals you'd have to consume so much of it. It's absurd for it to lead to something. They feed mice like lab rats and stuff like the equivalent of a dump truck full of this chemical a week.
Yeah.
And it's like okay.
I've always wondered when they say that example, is it a human-sized dump truck or a mouse-sized dump truck?
I can eat a mouse-sized dump truck of whatever.
I can eat of anything.
Sugar.
You could make a sandwich the size of a mouse-sized dump truck, put mayonnaise all over it, and set it out here in the sun. Have it go 12-hour day, and I'll eat the sandwich. I will not get sick. I'm still putting the challenge out there. People are idiots. We got to get out of here. We'll take a break.
All right. Bye-bye. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
I like that you're all business, one water, one Red Bull, ready to go.
That's right. Caffeine and hydration.
Focus. How focused are you, Tom?
So my focus really ping-pongs all
that's
over
fine.
the place.
That's fine.
I'm not sure if that's even focus. Can you be micro-focused?
Micro-focused.
On one thing, but only for a couple seconds, and then it goes...
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Where then it just...
That's hyper-micro-focusing.
It Thanos is out to like pure chaos.
Thanosing.
Anyway.
Very similar to owling. Remember when owling was a thing? Anyway, what were you saying, buddy?
So I saw this video of a fox attack an old lady on Facebook, and I want you to
I
play
thought you were talking like an old man. Hey, I saw this. I saw a video of a
Saw an old lady who got attacked by a fox.
I saw an old lady, a real fox, wearing a bikini on the internet.
So you could play it, and we'll walk everybody through this, but it's hilarious. Also scary as hell for this old lady that is relentlessly being attacked by this fox. And so let's
Yeah, okay. So does it have sound?
Yes, it does. It may have cursing too. So
that's fine.
But I don't have
Oh,
audio.
no, it says video has no sound. So
Okay, I thought I heard some sort of guy yelling because a guy comes with a stick. So some fox comes up. This old lady's smoking a cigarette, right? And then it bites her legs. So
it was moving, like if you watch it, it was moving at a steady. It was determined to get her calf.
It's trotting along.
It trots up and just bites her calf. Now she's kicking at it. She's wearing jeans. She's
you gotta
stomping
get a rabies
it.
shot for this?
Oh yeah.
Because
she body slammed it.
She
slow motion karate kick.
And this thing
is unfazed. Oh man, look at him jumping and biting.
Yeah.
Jumping and biting. This is like going to
podcast.
podcast. This is like podcasting at Sam's house.
Biting her fingers
Oh,
crazy.
she's helicoptering it.
She's not helicoptering that.
Yeah. So
Only
here
men
comes
can
the
do
guy.
that. Oh, why he has elf shoes on? Why does he got elf shoes on?
Here comes a guy with a stick.
Oh my God.
She's kicking it. Oh, it knew what a stick was. It ran before it even raised the stick. He's like, oh damn, he's got a stick.
So okay.
He thought she was easy prey.
Okay, the ending is extraordinarily revealing in the fact that the man didn't even raise the stick up, and the fox was like, "Oh, stick! I'm out of here!" Like he knew what a stick was,
which is weird because
he's seen sticks before.
Like this lady stomped this fox and
kicked
like
it, yeeted it,
like did the move where it was grabbed a hold of her fingers with its teeth, and she slammed it on the ground.
Yeah, the El Kabong did.
Yeah, and it still was going after her, and then one old man runs over with a stick, and then it takes off, which is crazy.
I got a stick.
So a couple things. One is obviously this fox has some sort of rabies or like a disease that's caused it to go crazy.
What if it's just having a bad day?
Well, animals don't do that.
Animals don't do that.
Like foxes are scared of people, right? They want to be as far away from humans as possible, right? In 99.9% of scenarios, if you go near a fox, it's taken off running, scared, right? But every once in a while, and this happens with like otters and other animals that get diseased, they'll go crazy and just attack.
We had one in Baldwin. We've had
otters.
Yeah, we had.
But it has like rabies or something's wrong with his brain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it. This is not.
What are the other ones? There's rabies. There's distemper.
That's with the raccoons, but I think other animals could get it. But it causes.
Oh wow!
Weird...
She does this one part. I'm watching the video again. She does this one part where it bites her sweater, and she twirls elegantly, and they look like they're dancing. They're like, So watch this right here. Watch her spin around. It jumps up and bites her, and then she spins with it. Woo!
So
That's pretty amazing.
I will agree. I would not want a fox to come out of the woods and attack me like this,
Right.
and nobody would, right?
I'd rather a bigger animal, because little animals to me, like, and then you go home,
nimble.
but then you go home and you have 1,000 pinpricks on your body.
Yeah,
and it's just annoying as hell. I'd rather just have the bear eat my head.
And so, nobody wants to continually fight a fox, even though this fox is pretty small, but it's biting at you. You're running at you. It's biting your
relentless.
Your fingers, your legs. You're trying to kick at it.
Stick-to-itiveness.
And you normally if a fox got near you, kicked it. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to get close to it. It'd be like taken off. If you got 50 feet from it.
So nimble, so quick.
Yeah, because it's scared of you. But when we see these videos, it makes people afraid of foxes because they think this is going to happen to them.
Yes.
but when it's not going to.
Yeah.
But they see it and they're like, well, I don't want that happening to me.
Well, this is what happens to kids, right? Like if
if
Maisie saw this, she'd be like, well, I'm not getting anywhere near anything that looks like that from now on, right? Isn't that how you, like, it's like you traumatize. Like, I know May, if she saw that, would be like, well, I can't go. That's why I don't show any shark videos or anything around her, because I don't want her giving me that, like, I've seen shark videos, I'm never getting in the ocean, because kids will do that.
Yeah, they have
I'm
a
not doing
rational
that.
fear.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So, but this is never going to happen. No fox is ever going to attack you. But because we saw a lady get attacked,
now you're going against your own logic, where you normally say you've never seen it, so it doesn't happen. We have seen this now.
It's his logic.
So
He's allowed to go against it.
But this is insanely rare. Once
identity.
out of 100,000 foxes will attack you like this, maybe more.
Maybe
1 in a million.
Yeah,
so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
we were saying the same thing, but I was going to say less. Yeah, the chances of this happening are like nothing.
People are attacking me constantly on Facebook about the shark attack thing. Because like this happens all the time. Shark attack.
Well, it depends on what the term all the time means.
But that's the thing. But it's still rare.
Yeah, it is still rare.
10,001 odds that it happens.
It's highly unlikely.
I'll take that all day long. Like that.
I think their point with the ones that you're discussing from the BDM group is that they were saying that the most shark attacks that do happen in shallow water. And it's not necessarily surfers.
Yeah.
Which is what your case was.
Yeah, and I know that was, like I was saying, they happen in shallow?
Video just to argue against your surfer shark videos?
No, it brought me...
He just started giggling in the office, and I'm like, what's going on? He's like, a fox is attacking some old lady.
Yeah, it is funny to see people get into scenarios where they don't know what to do, and they just... do little kicks and little things. It's funny. I like these type of videos, too.
Well, they're panicking, but it's like this... is never going to happen to anybody, but it happened to this one lady. So then we fear it. We're like, well, I don't want a fox attacking me like this because it's stuck in your head.
It happened on America's Funniest Home Videos. I don't know if you guys are still watching that, but it happened on America's Funniest Home Videos where there was a guy and on his, one of those Ring doorbell cameras, they picked up a blue jay that was just as relentless.
Ooh, they're aggressive.
They're
territorial.
Yeah, they very much are. My dad and I fought with one for years, and man, this thing was getting him good, and everybody in the crowd's laughing. But I could definitely see some people watching that and being like, I'm not going near a blue jay now. Those things are crazy.
Yeah, although I think a lot more birds will dive bomb you and peck at your head, like to protect their nests, than foxes will.
Yes, I would go birds. Yes, I've actually had birds do. That's how common it is.
Yeah. But they usually,
blue jays are mean.
They'll just swoop at your head to scare you away. They won't actually Woody Woodpecker your skull. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to hurt you.
I'm always afraid they're going to hit me, but I don't think they're as close as I think they are. I think they're just getting near me.
Well, they're 3 ounces. They weigh 3 ounces. You could kill it with one punch.
Well, my point is more of the perception. Like, I feel like the thing's like right in my space, and it's literally like 6 feet away. It's just coming down.
If a bird swoops you, you're going to be like, whoa! Like, you're not going to stand there like a real man and be like, you weigh 3 ounces,
now,
bird.
My dad would do a move that I don't think it does anything to the bird swooping down, but he would do it. He would take his straw cowboy hat off and wave it at the bird. I don't think that does anything. The bird laughs at that.
It doesn't know what's going on. It knows you're bigger than it. Though its instinct is just to attack, no matter its own safety, to protect its its eggs or whatever.
Have you ever been attacked by an animal?
No.
Well, you got attacked by. Well, that wasn't a radio bit or something. Like, I've been bitten by a dog. I've been bitten by a pit bull. Before, you ever been attacked by an animal?
I'm trying to think now.
I got bit by dogs when I was a kid.
Dogs. Yeah,
I got bit by my neighbor's dog, but never attacked. Like, this is a full-blown attack.
I got attacked.
Like a dog just going, like instantly.
I got attacked by bats.
Really?
Yeah, me and Jessica once.
Were they trying to get out, or were they actually attacking you?
They were following us as we're riding our bikes down the street. They were attacking us.
Like dive bombing?
Like Stranger Things.
Or
were
they dive bombing mosquitoes, and then you, in your mind, you're like, they're attacking
That's
you.
probably what happened. I'm in
For
Samantha's
the entire street length?
A lot of mosquitoes.
Just our heads? I don't think so. I don't think there were mosquitoes just over top of our
Are you sure it wasn't a bird? I've never
I'm
heard of
100%
a...
positive.
How did you know it was the same bat? Because normally
I've never
they're so
heard of a bat. Now, I've heard of, like...
Okay.
No, like there's a million bats outside.
We're just trying to get to the bottom. We're just asking questions.
Yeah.
We're just online detectives.
I tell you what happens. You tell me I'm wrong.
No, we're asking. Nobody said you were wrong.
I
First
said
of all,
it was a bet. Now you're telling me you sure it wasn't this? I'm sure.
Well, I'm just asking a question.
I've never heard. Okay, you've never heard, except that I just told you, so you have heard.
The
everybody
only
calm
time
down.
in history a bat is attacked is Samantha's
I'm
and
sure
a friend.
that's it.
Well, here, let's do what we
In
would
Florida.
do to Tom. What we normally do to Tom, we'd say, "How do you know for certain that it was a bat?"
I saw it with my eyeballs.
Right, but
And
he
how do you
says
know it was
that too. And
attacking
we're like,
you?
you don't know that. You don't know what a bat looks like.
Like, what would be its motivation? I never heard of bats defending.
I don't
its,
know.
you
Me
know.
either. It was an anomaly. I have no idea why it
It's
happened.
the only
It could
bat.
have rabies,
Could
right?
be, it could
I've
be
had dogs attack me, but that's about
that
it.
counts.
I've heard of.
Am I sure it's a dog?
No, I've heard of dog. The thing is, dog attacks I've
Could have
hear
been a
about all
fox.
the time.
Could have been a fox.
Bat attacks I never hear. Like I've heard of birds swooping at you and things like that to like protect its nest. That happens. America's Funniest Home Video. Never bats.
I've never.
Like, and there's bats everywhere. On every single night, I've hundreds of bats flying around.
The
my
bat
neighborhood.
one that I've heard is that bats will swoop and then they swoop too low and then they get tangled in women's hair.
Yeah, but they're swooping to
For
get
mosquitoes,
Yeah.
right.
Never
That's true.
an attack. Now,
But that would be terrifying. Having bats chase you while you're on a bike.
There are-
Were you younger? Were you a child?
Yeah, we were kids.
Oh yeah, if you're a kid, that's a no. That's a no dice.
there are species of bats that will bite humans, but they're in like the Amazon. They're the different countries. I've never heard of
big, ginormous mega bats.
Yeah. I've never heard of Florida like fruit bats or whatever the hell we have here that we see every night flying around.
You've
like,
bitten by snakes and dogs. That's what you've had. Cat? You've had cat. Cat bite?
Yeah,
No,
cat,
I never had that.
Snake.
I've done dog and cat. I think that's about all I've had. I've never
dog,
had
cat, snake,
never
bat,
had snake.
bird.
You've had bird, bat, cat, and dog.
and snake.
And you've never been attacked, but you've been bitten. I've
Yeah.
been attacked by a pit bull. That is terrifying.
like it
terrifying.
relentlessly attacking you.
Well, the story where my mom had to intervene and basically trap the dog between a sliding glass door and or a screen door rather, not a sliding glass door, and like pushing it outside to the outside of the door. It was terrifying.
Well, my mom used to have this old what the hell was it called?
Little Shih Tzu dog.
No, it was like an English bulldog.
Okay.
That would attack. It would get in attack mode, and I'd have to use the coffee table. This is at our old house in Miami to block myself because it was biting and trying
Lunging.
to actually back.
Yeah.
Like
Going at you, bro.
It would go through these weird episodes where it would just start biting and attacking people randomly. So because it got mad that I was holding a ball or something it didn't like, one form of biting or another.
I like the idea.
But-
you're just holding something.
I was
It's like, hold on a
laughing
second.
and
is that him ever holding my ball?
but it was
Fighting.
trying to attack me, but I was laughing and then just pushing its head away with the coffee table. Anyway, I mean, it's some
we've
trashy redneck.
we figured out after having Maggie with us for as long as we have recently that what we perceived as maybe biting or snipping, or like little dogs, like if you get in their space, and I know I think Samantha probably dealt with this with her dog Dude. Like if you get in their position, it's not like a bite. It's more of like a nip. Like they're letting you know. It's like a way they communicate, like where they just do like a little nip or a little nose or something where they get in your space,
Yeah.
And we thought that Maggie was doing that, and she's not. She has one tooth that hangs out because, she's a horribly disgusting dog. And she has one tooth that hangs out, and it hangs out crooked and weird. And what she'll do is she'll move, and she'll just nose it. But because she's nosing, that tooth will hit you. And if you don't know, you think that's like a bite, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a bite, but it took me years of living with her, finally living with her in my house to realize what she was doing. And I realize now that she's just it's almost just like a different form of communication, but there's no bite.
Yeah, I mean, they're also animals. It's sometimes they'll bite at you for different reasons, not for aggression.
You never know.
You know. But anyway, the animal relentlessly attacking you and not giving up is rare to see and funny. Because it's like, I can't believe this thing will not stop after you kicking it, and it seems like it's going to attack you until it kills itself or you get consumed by.
What are this one, the other one that
fatigue.
was the other one that you and I think even Sam watched for a very long time was the man that what was attacking him, and he picks up
the bobcat.
Yes, the bobcat man, and then he just
eated it.
He throws it, and it's so good the way he throws it, and it swings through the air.
That's like what these people are doing are real life. What would happen if you got attacked by animals? Everybody has.
I've been seeing a lot of bear ones lately. They're not attacking people, but they're like chasing either them or the dogs.
Yes, yeah, and that's terrifying because a bear will kill you easily. Especially brown bears. Those videos of like them just slowly walking and you're backing up screaming at it. Like there's tons of those videos, like hikers, they're backing up and screaming at the bear and the bear is just gingerly walking towards you. Like imagine how terrified you would be in that, because at any point if it rushes you full speed,
I mean, I don't even know what you do.
Well, you have to play dead. That's the only chance of survival with a brown bear. But then there is...
Once it bites you and knows, it's like, oh, this is good meat. I'm going to start shredding him limb to limb.
That's the thing.
How do I play dead when I'm screaming in pain?
That's what Once it's crushing your bones.
Only a monk can do that.
Yeah,
only a monk, a Buddhist monk, is the only human alive that could. And it's not like getting eaten by a bear is anyway. There's nothing to protest there. You're not doing that for a cause.
Dude, but
they wouldn't be able to do it.
There are... like experiences with people being attacked by bears they live through, and they described the bear gnawing on them as they pretended laying there dead.
You're the only person I know that could even get close to doing this. Sam and I are out, and you know why? Your hands. You can sit through pain. No, follow me. You can sit through pain and not say a word about it. You would be the only person on the show that could lay there while a bear was eating you and not make a noise and play dead until he's like, this guy might actually be dead, and walk away.
Instinctually,
I'd start crying immediately. I see the bear. I start crying.
I would
be begging the bear in English to not kill me, and I would be promising the bear. I would promise the bear anything. I promised the bear money, food, to sleep with it, to make it powerful. I'll make you powerful, bear.
Remember the show I Shouldn't Be Alive, where it's just a person recounting a story?
Oh, I thought it was just a show of just normal people. They're like, I shouldn't be alive. I don't really do much for the world. Yeah.
There's that, and I survived.
I'm just
which
a plumber.
Is basically the same thing.
I'm a plumber. I've been divorced twice. I got 2 kids. They don't like me. I shouldn't be alive.
I have diabetes.
We'll see you next week.
But this hunter got attacked by a brown bear, and he tells a story of the brown bear having his head in the brown bear's mouth and and just sitting there, and he's just pretending to be dead.
He's licking it. He's just like kind of tasting a shampoo.
No, he's slowly like crunching his scalp, and like he scalped the guy by like his scalp was flopped off. And
God! And then the bear's licking you like a lollipop.
He lived, but he describes him.
Yeah, you're not after that. You're never the same. You're never the same. You just
He got some stitches. Fine.
Once you've been attacked by a bear like that, and the bear sat with your scalp in his mouth for a long time, gnawing on you, the only thing you can do from that point out is tour the country, talking to people about being attacked by a bear, and that's no way to live. You go around doing these seminars. Your wife wheels you out there, and you're like, "This is why I'm still alive. Never give up." And then everybody cheers. You get your $10,000 and down to the next city. And I don't want to live like that. So just have him kill me.
He was fine. I mean, besides the stitches, he's good.
Not fine. Is he wakeboarding?
I think he went back to his life. Anyway, the people have gone through it, and they reacted like I didn't think it was possible to react. Like they seemed to be calm, and that's how they lived through it.
You could do it.
I don't think I could, man.
If we set up a bit where what animal can we get in here? A scorpion. If I set up a bit where we get a scorpions in here.
They have them at Disney now.
Who's willing to take the challenge? You put it on there and you let it sting you, and you can't say a word.
Does it have poison?
Yeah.
No, I'm out.
Well, I like those ant gloves that you put on.
Okay, ayahuasca ant gloves.
Yeah, ayahuasca ant glove. You know about this?
No.
You do ayahuasca or some sort of hallucinogen.
You do some sort of hallucinogen.
Yeah. I'm in for that.
It's kids. It's normally, isn't it naked kids? It's usually naked kids.
Yeah, some sort of Amazonian.
It's a different tribe, though. It's not like...
It's some tribe, and then you put your hand in
the
this
ant mound.
This basket is like a woven glove. and inside are crazy big bull fire ants.
Yeah, and they got the
aren't
juice.
The ants are the poison,
The
right?
ants
That's
got-
what makes you hallucinate.
Yeah, and then you hallucinate.
No, I
you
think
do
you-
a little something ahead of time.
Yeah,
Do
you
you?
drink some
Yeah,
juice
you gotta
and
get,
you're freaking out.
You got to get loose to get in the ant glove, I think.
Yeah, and then when you get out, when you put the ant glove on, it's supposed to stay like it. You know,
it's
it makes
so
you
much
strong.
pain,
you
like-
go through this transformation.
But
where
isn't it
you're
like
a man
so
now.
much pain that you like C-word your pants?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's an insane amount of pain, and I think the
You, like,
drugs,
black out.
The drugs you take make it worse, but it's like turns you into a man. You
black out.
I think you know what? I bet that would help your anxiety. Probably.
The ant glove?
Yeah.
I'm down.
I bet you if you
We can't do it in here. I have to do it outside.
did ayahuasca ant glove,
I'm in.
it would reset your anxiety.
I don't think ayahuasca has anything to do with it.
Well,
I
it's
know,
something
it's
like
something
it's
like
the
ayahuasca.
bullet ant that has venom that makes you hallucinate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, there's no. I remember like
12-year-old
Daniel.
boys do this.
Yeah, it's a rite
Hey!
of. Well, it's a rite of passage
So
to
wait,
become
it's
a man.
me and a bunch of 12-year-old boys sitting
yeah,
around.
yeah. Ant glove.
Follow me with this. It's me and I get a.
You got to do it 20 times. Stick your hand in that glove 20 times.
Oh my God!
Ooh.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to retain that many 12-year-old boys for 12. How many times? 20 times?
20
Yeah.
times
My God.
Well,
for 10 minutes while performing
10
a
minutes.
dance.
Excuse
Oh,
me,
yeah.
sir and madam. May I borrow your son or daughter? I need them to help witness me in this ant glove. Nothing weird.
Well, they're doing it too.
Oh, that's nobody's gonna let that happen.
I think that'll reset your anxiety. I think that's what you need.
20 times the ant glove.
Yeah. You need something extreme.
And I gotta be nude.
Whatever the ceremony is, because that's what turns.
Are you
these-
guys gonna show up when I graduate? How do you graduate from that? How do you know when you're done
I
with your
think
vision
after the
quest?
10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
No,
they
but like after
give
the
you some
20
sort of
sessions, how do
flower.
do they go like, oh, you've done it. You're a chief now.
I think they give you a D horn or something. Something like
Yeah,
that.
not a
Yeah.
practical. You know what's the worst part about wearing a tribal D horn as your bottom covering? You can't ride a roller coaster at Universal or that lap belt. It's hard.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
like, sir, can we remove? Oh, can't remove that.
maybe you could
it.
move it away.
Yeah, you can't.
Or put it up against your belly.
You can't. You
Yeah,
can't
like-
ride what used to be Dueling Dragons now.
Let's do some voicemail.
All right, buddy. Voicemails are very easy to leave. Get our app.
Or do you want to eat these crickets? Sam, where do you even get these?
That came out of the vending machine.
Yeah, that was one of the mystery
Oh,
vending
yeah.
machine.
I'll eat a cricket. Let me get another
prizes.
Coke. You need a drink? You got a drink.
I don't know.
I have a
I said
drink.
I'd do this, but now I'm just like, it's
I
not.
don't really want to do it.
yeah, because it's like
I don't even like bacon. They're bacon flavored.
it's not going to be that bad,
Right,
but
they're
it's
never
like
that bad.
Nah, it's just gonna be crunchy and dry.
it's freaking
Yeah,
gross.
like my wife-
like what?
I mean, if we were at some fancy restaurant, they're like, "Here's some crickets," I'd probably
Oh,
eat it.
what
But
am
these
I-
have been sitting down underneath my desk. Butler was handling them. I don't know.
Well, it's not even that. It's just it's.
They expire in a month.
It's a cricket. Why are we even doing this? We live in a first world country.
This is a radio challenge. What
God,
are we doing?
really?
We have
Is
to
that
do
where
it.
we're at?
Back to stunts, baby.
The
We have-
Wednesday challenge?
We have to do it. People are driving around there like, eat those crickets. Entertain me.
Okay, give me one.
Like
I'm ready.
Oh, and you have to take it out of the box. And
Oh, wow. Bacon and cheese? They got bacon and cheese?
It's like a dog treat.
it made it worse, but don't put bacon cheese
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
a
it
weird-
would have been better if it was just a cricket. Has Butler already opened
Or just cover
these?
them in chocolate,
Why are they
right?
glued in the package?
They're old.
just the
They're
way-
gonna expire soon.
All right.
Like, for sure, it's made in China, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
Everything is.
No, I know.
Wouldn't it be odd if these were made in America? These are American. Oh, these are goddamn American
Oh, you're
Patriot
gonna get
cricket.
that first.
Tom and Dad. Oh my God, it smells. I almost cursed. Tom and Dad's bacon and cheese Patriot crickets.
You're gonna
What
get
does it
that
smell
first
like?
wave of COVID again.
They're real bad.
Straight from
smelling.
China.
All right,
Oh, that's some straight Wuhan cricket right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Let me
all
see.
right. Am I eating?
Sam,
this?
you
Do
wanna
eat
eat
the
one?
head?
No.
Oh, it smells like a hamster cage.
Do it does smell like a, do I eat the
It
head?
smells like a Pet City or
do
whatever
I
the
do I
PetSmart.
use my front teeth to just kind of
So
crunch
like
it?
hay?
Smell this. It smells like a PetSmart.
How do I do it? Let me get my drink ready.
Well, you can't just swallow it like a pill.
No, I'm
You
gonna
gotta-
bite it.
Yeah, it 100% smells like a hamster cage.
Like a wet one though.
Yeah, it's gross.
All right, here.
Why are you doing so slow?
Why are you tiny teething it?
Just eat it.
Oh, gross.
I can feel his wings.
Oh, God.
That's disgusting.
Oh. What does it taste like?
Bacon and cheese?
That's his eyeball.
Oh, no.
I just crunched it.
Oh, disgusting. Does it taste like bacon?
It tastes like wood.
Oh, it tastes
It's
like
wood chips.
It tastes like a wood chip.
That's what it smells
It
like.
literally tastes like nothing. Try it. There's no bacon and cheese in that.
Well, now, oh, God. Oh,
It's horrifying.
luckily I can't see anything.
I think all the flavoring came off of it, right? Now it
Yeah.
just looks like a nude
I forgot to
cricket.
tell you, Butler licked all the flavoring off and then put them
that
all
makes
back in.
sense.
That's
He
what my
sucked
daughter.
on 'em.
My daughter does that with chips now. She'll lick the salt
Ew.
and then puts a chip in the bag. I'm like,
No,
I'm gonna
that's-
slap you across the room.
That's
and
not acceptable.
And everybody would approve. Everybody would be like, yeah, she deserved that. Just eat it.
You know what? I'm bad
You've
at
never been a food challenge
I
guy.
did-
That's more my thing. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Like when I watch-
You don't have to do it.
Oh,
What
so
I want-
now we know how to get to Tom
No,
for
I'm gonna
challenges.
do it.
Look,
because
if
Daniel
you want-
can't be
if
tougher
you-
than me.
If you want, no, but if you want somebody to run and he'll run and blood-eyed and diarrhea and he ruins his legs, doesn't care, and his hands are on fire, that's your man.
Yeah,
But if you want somebody to eat
When I watch-
whatever, if you want somebody to sleep with a man, that's me. That's more my. You want somebody to take the ultimate dare.
When I used to watch Fear Factor, all the other challenges, I was like, I could do these things,
Yeah.
no problem. Like, I'm riding in a helicopter, jumping, like I was. But when you're eating the bull eyeball, I'm just like, oh God!
But I'll give you one about this. This is so not.
Damn
even,
you, Rogan!
This is not even a thing. Like that I've had food that people have prepared for me that's supposed to be good that tastes worse than that.
Oh yeah, gross.
Don't do it.
No, I know. I have to be.
You don't have to.
I have
do
to
it.
do what you
Take
do.
them home and ask your boys to do it.
No, they'll never do it. They won't even eat
Would your wife do it?
a chicken wing.
Would your wife do it?
Hell no.
Would
She saves bugs.
you're out. You just don't want to.
I'll
do it.
eat.
But you would
like,
do
again.
it.
I'll eat a fresh one. I'm not eating one that's been sitting in a box from China for 3 years.
I understand.
How much money would it take for you to eat one?
$100. I'll eat one.
100?
Dude,
Oh.
what do I get? I just ate one for free. I washed it down.
You should have waited till you got money.
I know.
You gotta
Why
wait it out.
do you eat it for free?
F these crickets. They're not even a big deal. I'll shove one up my.
No.
For $100?
Yeah, in my.
Yeah,
I'll
what
do
about
in the front. I'll go in the front.
Oh, that'll hurt.
I'll put one in the front.
Would
2 in the back.
Would you?
I'll put one in the front. I'll put one in the front, and I'll number one and out, and then
No.
I'll pick it out and eat it.
It's got the
If
wings.
I want
will get stuck.
$100. I have to be tougher than Sam now.
Will you do it for $42?
$42. What do you have?
Yeah.
Only have $42 on you?
No. I'm
I
just
know. I
trying
was
to.
like, that's an odd number.
I'm trying to negotiate. I started at 30, started working my way up, got to 42.
50.
$50 is a lot of blanking money, dude. I'm still mad that
You
I
don't
did.
have to give me $50. I just won't eat it. It's fine.
Yeah, give
It's
her-
not that
give
big
her-
a deal.
Okay, all right.
It's really not a big deal. You'd be wasting $50. I mean, you're not wasting. You're giving to a friend of mine. But,
All right. $50 deal.
All right.
Here we go.
100. I'll eat the whole bag.
whole bag for 100.
It's kind of hard not to eat the whole bag. There's a lot in there.
Yeah. How many are in there?
Oh,
Oh, there's
my
a
God.
big mama in here.
There's a big mama.
That's
There's
the queen.
The one in there.
thick
There's
boy.
one in there that's got
Gross.
one of there's got some of Lizzo's shapewear on. It's
Yeah.
a gigantic big mama in there.
Oh man, $100 for the whole thing. I mean, now we're putting this in Labor Day.
You know what?
This is a Labor Day special.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, that's all I needed.
Here's what I'll sweeten the deal. I wouldn't do it for $100.
You wouldn't the whole bag?
I would because it's dry and kind of gross.
Okay,
But the whole bag, you're gonna need some
What
flavored
about-
water or
Yeah,
something.
some-
$100.
Oh, this is where it gets pervert.
No.
This is where it gets pervert. $100.
With your
you
top
eat the
off.
whole
No,
bag.
no,
And
no.
you bounce
Jump up and down.
You bounce them a little bit.
I wasn't gonna say
You go
that.
cricket up, cricket
No,
down.
I was gonna
cricket
say that.
down.
I was gonna say no water.
You've
for
heard of
5
cricket
minutes.
wireless. How about cricket brawless? All right.
No, come on. I was gonna say that. I was gonna go that route.
Okay, what were you gonna
But
No, not in the box.
no. Not
You
that.
can't do that. You're gonna get them too far.
Yeah. So the whole bag, $100. Now, you can't just swig down some
You
water
gotta crunch
instantly.
them. They gotta be crunched.
Okay.
You gotta for at least a good part
I
of
did
what?
it good. I tiny teethed in, I
Yeah,
crunched, I put it on my tongue.
Yeah. And you're gonna lean into the camera so Twitch can see.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
we can freeze frame and then lay.
and Twitch better give us some donations to
to
To make up for the 100? That's how cheap he is. So the Twitch chat's going to pay me.
No, it's a tactical hat or whatever.
this is what
Who's
I
in there?
just heard.
Norm?
Tactical doesn't watch us anymore.
Oh,
He's
God.
over us.
This is what I can tell you, that you're happy. And people say he has no emotion or what. He
Well, he
does.
likes stunts.
He does have emotion because just now he goes, hey, you gotta crunch him up. You gotta just like swallow him down a hum and a
He's
hum
like,
and a hum.
now
and a hum.
putting this on Labor Day.
And you get like this loose kind of a fun, like you're
Yeah,
happy now. Look at how happy he
yeah,
is.
maybe this
So
is my calling.
I will not let anybody, including you, I will not allow you to say, oh, I'm an emotionless robot or me and Tommy. But no, dude, you guys, there's just certain things you like and you're stuck in your ways.
My arms are so hot. My arms are heating
Made
up.
her giggle.
He's so excited. His sleeves just came off.
He's happy. You should see him when he's posting anything set in lines. Last night he's like, "Who wants the Cowboys? 100 on the Cowboys." He's like happiest man alive when he's doing that.
Oh, you saw that?
I
That's
saw-
embarrassing.
oh.
I woke up the next morning. I was like, oh, I shouldn't be betting.
That's when you have a problem. When
yeah.
you're like, "Who's gonna get 100 on the Cowboys? 100 on Cincinnati? 100 over here?" You're like, God
All right, well,
damn.
let me get my big checks out. Hold on.
Big check.
Wait,
This is what I have to do now because my checks come 2 weeks late.
I know mine too. He's serious now. I didn't know he's serious about this. If he's going to get the big checks, then
he
he's
doesn't have some cash box in there?
No, we don't have any cash.
Oh, God.
I owed the company money because I didn't. Okay, true story. I went up to a medical marijuana dispensary to purchase them, and I didn't have my credit card split where the the swiping thing is. So I couldn't use it, so I had to buy close to $2,000 worth of marijuana on the company card.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
I figured you'd
Where's a pen? Can I write it in pencil?
Yeah,
You can write
it's
it-
fine.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
fine.
put pencil.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, God. He's going
Pay
to
in the
raise
order
it to
of-
$10.
I wonder if
No,
Matt,
I think you need a pen,
do you
dude.
think Matt Moreman from Obsessed
Here,
Garage
I'm
writes his
tossing you
checks
one.
in pencil or pen?
What do you think?
Can I
All
just put Sam Har? Do I have to put Samantha?
No, you have to put Samantha. That's what's on your ID.
Write her real name.
Uh,
Sam Har. And when the subject line wrote 8 crickets topless.
Also, I'd like it better if your last name had one big A, one small A, and not just two small A's. No, like
Okay.
Har.
like
Like
Irish,
McCoy?
like McCoy. Yeah, like I like the big capital letter after the first capital
Like
letter.
O'Connor?
Yeah. Because two small A's it doesn't aesthetically look good. Like a big A, small A, Har.
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
just saying,
I'm sure she likes you critiquing her family name. That's good. This is all good stuff.
I'm
I know I would love that if you're like, hey, you know what you need? A nose job, Daniel. A nose job.
$100.
Okay.
What's today's
Alright.
date?
Today
It is the 24th.
24th.
8/24.
Oh no, we had to pretend to say it was
Oh,
Labor
it
Day.
is
It's
Labor
Labor Day,
so
of
it
course.
is September.
Yeah, it's cricket eating
5th.
Labor Day, Tom.
Okay, one. Can I just put hundo?
No.
All right.
No. Have you ever written a check before?
100
Do you know what my favorite part of writing a check?
line 00 over 100.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. That's my favorite part. I let you go line, and then I
you
don't
didn't
even
put that. Would it take it?
I don't do the zeros. I go line and then an X.
Let me sign it. Tom Van
All right.
for
Eating.
What are you going to put on here? Oh, for
Cricket
cricket.
eating. Cricket eating.
yeah. Here we go. $100.
I like that you
100.
already made it and I haven't even eaten them yet.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh, I rip it up if you don't do it.
$100.
Here's the back. I'm putting the other cricket inside here.
All
Hold
right,
on.
put them all.
Oh,
load 'em
your grubby hands touched
No,
it.
my hands. Oh, it's a bag of Chinese
now you
cricket.
got-
I hear that you don't wash your hands when you pee.
Okay, I'm not
Oh,
gonna put it
my
in there. No, hold on. I wash my hands every
Anytime
time.
I never hear that sink come on.
Anytime I don't wash my hands, it's because I just pulled my pants down under my balls, peed, and pulled them back over the balls.
All right, here's the.
She's gonna eat the crickets.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One mega one. Do I have to eat all these loose legs at the bottom?
gotta eat the loose legs.
No, you can just tap it in the mouth.
The legs.
The,
you
if
can
the legs
put
don't
it,
go.
you keep the legs for your little something for your husband.
So all right, you're getting the.
Gotta get this hole bigger.
Oh.
Gotta get this down the hatch.
I'm so excited. I don't know why. Hold on. Hold on.
Should we be TikToking?
This is the most fun I've ever had on the show. like I can't believe how much fun I'm having. It's all like, Yeah, like
One is like vibrant orange.
I know.
Yeah, that's the lucky
Is that the one with cheese on it?
That's the cheese one.
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
here she
so
goes.
you're-
What happens if I legitimately get sick from this?
That's fine. I'll still give you the 100 because it's.
What?
You know.
What if I'm hospitalized? 100
Oh
ain't
no!
nothing.
Oh, you're talking about sick? Nah.
Yeah,
okay,
like-
Here we
alright.
go.
Your immune system.
Some kind of radiation on these things?
You gotta crunch
no,
them.
yeah,
I gotta be able
it's
to hear
all-
them. Like mine, you could hear.
It's all organic. It's like Snap Pops.
Yeah, read the ingredients.
Yeah.
Read the ingredients.
Is there?
Oh, she did it. They're in there. They're in there. Oh, she's crunching.
Oh.
Oh, get on the mic. Get on the mic. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's crunching them good.
Oh, gross.
Oh, yeah.
Tastes like, I was about to curse.
It tastes
Tastes
like
like sunflower seeds.
tastes like wood.
That's fine. $100.
Yeah, I told you it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hold on. I thought you were gonna go puke crazy, Steve-O.
We don't know how to do this. We're not
No,
good
you
at
don't know how to do this?
Yeah, we don't. What
No,
are we-
you drink. You start gagging. You
He's
puke
like
in a
frothing.
fishbowl. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
You roll around. Oh, Tuttle was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd know how to do
I
it.
talked to him last night.
Did he eat the crickets?
No, he's back in the game, I think. I saw a picture of him with Bubba the Love Sponge. I'm like, uh-oh.
Easiest hundo I've ever made.
It's happening. I was like, uh-oh, it's happening.
Is it the easiest? I feel like there's gotta been something else. You know.
I mean, it's gross.
And Tom and Dan history that we paid you for. That was
So
easier
now-
than that.
I don't think so.
We've done our
you put me
initial.
through a lot of things for free.
We've done our initial stunt, so now we're a sun show. So now we gotta start up on the ante.
Well, now I feel like I have to eat this last one. So
Yeah,
you guys
so-
are tougher.
Otherwise, you are a P word. I just ate like 6.
And then
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
all in
And
the club.
I ate all the loose legs, too.
Oh, God. Yuck. Those weren't even real cricket legs. I put those in there. You don't want to know what they are.
All right.
All right,
fine,
try it. It's fine. Now, see, you can't play it up like you would have done in radio days because we all know that it's not that bad.
I mean, I'm not gonna play it up, but I think this will make me gag. And
Well, you don't like stuff like this.
Yeah. That's why.
You
That's why
only
it's so
like
gross to me.
chocolate covered, oatmeal flavored peanut, or what are they? Oatmeal flavored Quest bars
All right,
and a
here we go.
salad. All right.
I'm gonna eat this one.
Oh, he's already gagging. You're chewing it too slow, man. You
It's
gotta
a
really.
texture thing.
Yeah, that wing hit. Hold
It's
it.
the wings.
Hold it in.
It's if he barfs over he has to start his puke thing.
It's
over
all good, buddy.
again. He's showing.
You've eaten worse.
This
Oh,
is this is what he looks like during sex. It's like just like this.
think of something else.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole video make me puke now. Now it's gonna make me puke. Now drink. You gotta drink now.
No, hold on.
Oh man, I'm afraid for myself later. I'm like, oh, I ate a lot of water.
Yeah, you had a bunch.
I'm afraid I'm gonna
Okay,
get
now
sick.
take a sip. You're done with it. What'd you think?
Oh God, it is like eating.
I still have legs in my mouth.
The sawdust out of an animal cage.
Very much. Why don't now
God.
explain this? Why do we enjoy liking people when they gag? Why do we think that's funny?
Because you're laughing at someone's misery.
Have you found that
Yeah.
TikTok yet? It's in our shared algorithm of the guy whose wife has a like worse than yours, a severe gag reflex, and all he has to do is go make that noise. And he likes to do it when she's in really high profile, crazy positions. So they were at a wedding, and she's like on camera, and they're like, congratulations on your wedding. And she's being filmed, and he's like, hey, baby. And he goes, and then she's like, don't you, not here. And she's like, and she starts like gagging.
Is there
Is
something
that
you would
real?
absolutely
It's
not
real.
eat?
Yeah, it's real because she storms off. She's like yelling at him and stuff and cursing. It's great.
Because I've seen some TikTok trends where.
Oh, where the couples prank each other and it's fake? Yeah.
But it's, I think
Everything eventually goes fake.
because it starts real, right?
Yeah.
That's a real relationship,
Yeah.
and it caught on and everything's popular. But you have to continue doing that content.
I think this
You know
one's
what I'm saying? Like-
done. No, this one's done. I think this guy did it, and he like worked his way up. Like it started at like the house, and then it was like at church, and then it was like at the grocery store, and then the last one was like at the wedding, and that was like the final video. And then there are other people now that just continue it, and it just you realize you're like, there's no way. There's
Because
no
it's gone too long. You would always know he's going to
Yeah.
do that. It wouldn't be real anymore.
Yeah.
Now
In fact,
it's just,
him doing that continuously might actually help you get over what you're doing because you're just doing it so much.
yeah. It's counterintuitive that it would be the same reaction every single time. If this is your content, this is what you do every day. My mouth feels like I ate some chemicals. Do you guys feel that?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. My stomach is churning now.
Yeah.
There are ingredients.
Oh, God.
Dude, you didn't even read
Not
this.
crickets?
It feels like I ate some pesticides. A little bit like
there's crickets.
Fertilizer.
Yeah.
That's the flavor.
Crickets, whey, cheese blend, cheddar cheese.
someone sprayed that
salt,
with some Roundup.
Oh, yeah.
onion powder, natural smoke flavor.
Onion powder. I
Yellow
didn't get
number
any of that.
5, yellow number 6.
Oh, yellow number 5's bad.
Silicon dioxide.
Dioxide?
Red number 40.
Oh,
blue
man.
number 1.
I think you're only supposed to eat one. I'm in trouble.
And by the way, there's no way the ingredients of what it says on the box is what's actually.
I'm not. I wasn't supposed to eat these anyway. It says, "Please avoid if you have a shellfish allergy."
Uh-oh.
Right.
What if we all die and this is the end of the last show we do?
Man, that'd be sad.
That's
It would,
I mean, I think most.
That's how we go out, by cricket?
Like one of us.
Well,
Death
at
by
least,
cricket.
At least Eric make some
I-
sort of a bull ass cricket shirt to sell, so you at least make a little bit of money off of it, right?
Call it the last chirp.
Yeah. Oh my
right.
God! Never chirped again.
Yeah. It does chemically taste. It's
Well,
like,
I've got a Coke, and it's kind of I'm just pouring more chemicals on top of my cricket chemicals.
it's like I sprayed Raid. There's a bunch of ants in my gardening stuff.
Oh, I'll be over today with my 12-year-old boys.
But then I sprayed Raid in there. And
Are you guys cutting that tree limb down anytime soon?
Don't. Talk
I got
about
this
it.
long email from a BDM begging me not to do it and giving me all the hazards and like talking about atrocities that have happened for people cutting down trees that weren't
I'd love to
experienced.
see some of the emails you get.
I mean, they're basically what you get. I skim through them and I'm like, all right, I get it. It's dangerous. Don't do it.
Yeah, I get a lot. Oh, you should see my back pain emails. Oh my God, these people.
But again, if someone paid me, if someone's like, I'll give you $700 to do that, which I would have to pay someone else, I think I would get up there and do it for $700.
Yeah.
So then it's hard for me to pay that for someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I sprayed the Raid. Then I went to Lowe's and got a hot dog.
I'm familiar with the Lowe's dog.
Yeah. And then I was shame eating it in the parking lot. And after I ate it, I was like, what? It tastes like I have sprayed some Polo Cologne in my mouth. Like, like I open my mouth and like it's very, like it's chemically. And then I realized I still had Raid all over my fingers.
Oh God, you ate a bug spray hot dog.
yeah, I ate a Raid hot dog.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I'm sure it's poison, but it's like there's a clearance to how much you can ingest. You know what I'm saying?
You're fine. It just made your hot dog taste bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm beginning to believe all of this. It's like the thing I said the other. It's like my sandwich challenge. It's still on. Look, it's out there.
I think the people believe you. It's just the
Well, it was like they didn't believe me, and they love to call in here and say like, "Oh, Dan, you'll die." Or remember
Let's put
when
one in a sub safe. Let's go one morning to Publix. Let's put one in a sub safe. That way ants and bugs don't get in
I
it.
think
Let's
the
sit it out
sub-safe's
here.
different though, because I think in a closed scenario like that, I feel like you
Not if
could
it's out in the
you
elements.
can breed some. You're gonna heat
you
up
want
in there.
Open air.
You
some.
want open air? Yeah,
We'll
you
just
do.
put it on a plate and we'll just put it right out the
I'll
front.
just brush the ants and the bugs off of it. That doesn't
I mean,
bother
you
me.
just ate a cricket, so
Yeah, the bugs. Look, I will eat
and
an
then
ant.
what? A full 24 hours, or what are we talking?
12. It was 12 in the sun.
yeah.
Sun up to sun down.
One.
So then you got to come back
Yeah.
over here.
I'll ride my scooter over and scoop up the sandwich.
What if we just left it out for a night and then like?
Eat it in the morning.
I
for
want the
breakfast?
sun. The idea is to have the sun heat the
Bake
mayo.
it, yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is we put it out in the morning and then the next day you eat it. So a full 24 hours, sun and night.
Do I have to eat the whole thing?
No, just a couple bites.
Yeah.
3 bites
yeah,
at
yeah.
least.
Oh, that's
We'll
easy.
say at least 3
Easy
bites.
breezy.
Because you put a sub in the oven,
Yeah.
and then you cook that
Yes.
for a while, and then if you just left it out, it's it cools off, but then it go room temperature. It's like, it's gonna
All
go bad.
these, you should see all these chefs calling in, "Oh, Dan, you can't do this. There's something called the food," and they're like yelling all the points, and
People are too cautious.
yeah, they really are.
All right, happy Labor Day.